And we're live. Alright, duders. We are good to go here. I think I'm going to start off the night with a man mode slicer. Just need to get in the right one first. I believe I'm in the right one. I most certainly am. And we're just going to pop, drop, and get out of here. Hopefully get a good roll. Fantastic roll. Let's do it. Actually, we need some passengers here. Alright. Don't die. So the slicer we have fit up is very, very different from your typical slicer. It's very similar to the styles of fit that Zhao Amadeus, Local for Loki on Twitch, likes to fly around in, or at least popularized probably a bit over a year ago. So it forgoes tackle in the form of Scrambler or a web, warp disruptor in favor of good application and ridiculous damage output. So this thing is rocking 2 heat sinks, I believe a collision accelerator, and with overheat the Gleam's going to be putting out nearly 280 DPS if I remember correctly. Show that in a moment. Yeah, just over 280 DPS. One of the cooler things I think about the ship is that people don't expect it. So most of the time, whenever you get close to a slicer, you're going to be very happy because slicers have very poor application at close range. And they typically don't have webifiers. They typically don't have much of a tank, so I find it a lot of fun. The Dread save on Rojo's stream? No, I have no idea. I don't even know who Rojos is. Another fairly interesting thing about the ship to me is the range on it. So I can actually hit out to about 50 km, which means I can force off most kiters without having to actually deploy an MJD unit, which is neat. I like that about this ship. Something I kind of like about the Firetail as well. The Firetail has that ability to load Tremor and force people off that are hovering around 30 km. So as far as engagements, I'm looking to get the ship. It's typically 1v1s. I can probably pull off a 2v1 once in a while. It really depends on how well the whole no scrambler or no warp tackle works on other opponents. People figure out they can just leave. Well, there's significant issues when you're looking at mini versus myself. It's very frustrating to put in a considerable amount of time trying to kill someone and then only have that person warp off and then have to work on another player. Hey Moop, how's it going, man? Sudonia, so all of the T3 destroyers are very powerful. As far as them being unbalanced, I don't think they're unbalanced much. They are definitely top of the line as far as destroyers and smaller go. Sequel itself, it has a lot of benefits over the Confessor. Damage selection is pretty much its primary benefit, as well as a tracking bonus if you choose to go into that mode. But I don't think it's much crazier than the Confessor. A big reason why you see so many of them being flown is 1, Fact War. 2, they're very cheap. 3, they're decent ships. 4, they're very unique. And 5, well, that's actually about the 4 things that are really big about it. I mean, anytime you throw something new in the game, you're going to see a huge spike in its usage, and it's going to be a big part of PvP for even months after their release. That's doubly so if that ship's actually decent. Triply so if that ship is not only cheap, but very unique. Like the whole mode swapping thing with sniper mode, propulsion mode, and defensive mode is very cool to players that are very used to just turning something on and off and having a very static style of play for any given fit they may be flying. Something you can really change on the fly. I don't really think they're terribly overpowered right now. I would say that the T3 destroyers as we see them now could use some tweaking. But I don't think they're too crazy. Like, probably my biggest deal with them is their mass and their ability to insta-warp by swapping modes. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, let's look at the map here. Yeah, that's a big thing of what makes those ships really powerful is their ability to use an oversized prop and be fairly ridiculous. You need multiple ships to hold that down. That used to be fairly common with cruisers, T3 to cruisers. People just flew in more gangs and had more tackle. And those ships, those kind of blingy, oversized prop ships started to die a lot. The difference between a T3 cruiser and T3 destroyer, though, is that the Desties don't cost much, and you still get a lot of that speed and a lot of that firepower without having to spend all the money that the T3 cruiser pilots did. I think some of the biggest changes for destroyers, T3 destroyers, you're going to see down the line is that speed mode and that the lack of mass on those ships. You can scram it just doesn't turn off the prop. Yeah, I think what's likely going to happen is that they're going to tone down the mode swaps a lot and give you kind of like a base characteristic for the ship that you can count on. And then when you mode swap, you'll see a significant change in the behavior, but not the night and day difference that you see between swaps. That's probably going to be the biggest. That's probably the most level-headed change you can make. Another bit that not players, but both CCP and players have been thrown around is putting a little bit of time between swaps. Fintaro was saying that the time it takes for the animation to go, which is a couple of seconds, and I think that'd be pretty fair as well. Sudonia, newts and webs. I'm not saying that it's a simple thing to do. I completely agree with you. It takes, multiple people, multiple ships to really nail down a T3 destroyer. But I mean, I have a lot of corp mates in Screaming Hayabusa that killed them with, say, dual thoraxes on the regular, Vexers, etc. That's probably against a lot of cocky destroyer pilots, but it happens. I'm not frothing at the mouth about it, maybe as you'd expect, mostly because I just choose not to fight them. It's like most things in this game. I mean, if it's something you can't really take on and when you're in a smaller ship or what have you, just don't fight them. If it's something that you're having a problem with, well, I think the most powerful tactic you have against them is how powerful they are and pretty much that overconfidence. So just get a couple friends and kill them in droves. You pretty much don't need a lot of people to kill them. Once you hit like a critical mass of ships that either apply well or project well or have a couple of webs, you're going to be flying through destroyer kills. That's how I see it. But it depends, of course, on what kind of engagement you have, the numbers, whatever. Oh, there's the Anchorus just landed. Okay. I think Llama was the only other place that looked like it had activity. We'll check out Llama really quick. Got a fight or two over there. Oh, another slicer. That doesn't really say much, Suetonia. That doesn't say much to me. Yet I don't know what the fits are. I don't know Link's situation, Chris, the implant situation, whatever. Courser's pretty freaking scary. Slicer, I'll poke at a Slicer. Slicer's probably going to be doing the slicey thing, which I think this stuff works well against, yeah. Hey, Laconis, how's it going, man? So he's pulse fit. I don't want none of that. It's worth poking at. I mean, it's kind of what I expected, but it is worth poking at. Let's check out Camilla really quick. No, he's not wrong, guys. Suetonia is definitely not wrong. Steeples everywhere right now. Confessors everywhere right now. It's very boring. It's incredibly boring because they do push out just about every other ship, every other frigate and destroyer in the game, unless it's like a highly specialized ship, like, say, an EAS, or an interceptor, or a logistics frigate, or an E-war frigate. unless it's like if it's any sort of combat frigate or destroyer, the T3 Desis push them out. Most players can easily afford the what is it, 60 mil to fit up a T3 destroyer. No problem. There's not a lot of reason to use anything else. It's very stagnant. That style of this type of ship in the metagame makes the metagame very stagnant because there's no reason to fly anything else. And I completely agree that it's stupid and it needs to change. How they go about that is not by doing drastic changes to ships, but looking at it in a way that's going to preserve them as an interesting ship while letting everything else have, a chance to do their thing. Oh, I didn't realize that about their insurance. I don't really think of them as that cheap, because I always fit behind a little bit of faction. But you really don't have to at all. Ooh, Jaguar is not... Oh, another fucking steeple. Jaguar is definitely not something I really want to be fighting against. Alright, I guess we'll move on elsewhere. Where are we gonna go? Let's head over this direction. Yeah, and like what you're mentioning about assault frigates, I completely agree that they push them out of the game. Assault frigates have needed a balance pass for a very long time, though. They weren't much of a thing. They definitely weren't much of a thing at all. This is gonna be super strong too. Before the assault frigate balance pass, honestly, before Tierside in general, assault frigates were really cool. Not only were they decent ships, but there was a distinct ability to take them on in faction frigates and T1 frigates. They weren't the end-all of frigates as they were initially after the assault frigate balance pass. Then the faction frigate balance pass came through, and you have pirate faction frigates that pretty much put assault frigates out of business, and for most cases, most uses. Usually the biggest benefit to flying an assault frigate is heavy tanky ability, so you can kind of like a hard tackle, and then some of them can put out some pretty good DPS. That's about it. They need more of a role. What that role is going to be, I don't know. Yeah, this is a game beam slicer. You got it. Sidonia, I really do think you're kind of preaching to the choir, man. You don't have to keep on reiterating your points here. Yeah, we get it. We get it. Varg, that's a really good question about CCP's inability to roll something out in a way that doesn't seem crazy. But, I mean, think about it this way, though. Whenever you get new content, when it's not new Superhull, you don't really think about it. You don't really remember it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And a lot of what they've been doing and kind of redoing ships a lot of the rebalancing is more or less fleshing out a new ship. It has nothing to do with like an old ship. It's just making a new ship, and they've hit the mark quite a few times. There just tends to be a couple of outliers. Now, this class in general, the T3 Desi class of ships, is just, it's above and beyond. It's definitely power creep if you want to call it that. I would call it poor balance, or maybe I think a lot of their power just comes from those mode swaps. I mean, if those mode swaps weren't so crazy, I don't think the ships would be as crazy. It really does. They're not that tinky. They're still destroyers. They don't have application bonuses, except they don't always have application bonuses. They are killable. They bleed. They're really good, but they're still small ships at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you're not going to see 1,000-man or 100-man or 1,000-man fleets of Sepals or Confessors. They're just kind of a specter that hangs above, small gang and solo PvP, because as individual ships, they're very powerful. Not until September. Really? Did he actually put a date to that, Suetonia? When did he put a date to that? I'm really surprised they put a date to anything. all the destroyers that have been released are vulnerable to TDs because they're turret based. they're very vulnerable to TDs. I wouldn't say they're too cheap. I am very surprised about their insurance payout though. That seems kind of crazy to me. The next T3 ship to be released will, I believe, be Gallente, followed by Caldari. That released schedule was determined by a player event where players had to donate sleeper bits towards their chosen factions, their preferred factions. Amar won, Minotaur was second, Gallente was third, and Caldari was fourth. Oh, Thekla, don't join that boys hype train. Don't do it, man. Jump off that train. It's so annoying. Moop Moop, I don't really like small ships. And I don't really like popular, very good small ships. I'm a spaceship hipster. I like flying things that are weird and odd and kind of crazy, but okay, or maybe even good. I don't have a lot of desire to fly the new destroyers. I don't even know what to do with 6 mids. What is this? Is this a battle cruiser? Is this a battleship? Am I flying in a E-War cruiser? 6 mids? I've never fit in 6 mids before. How does that even work? Is it gonna patch when after they all come out? Oh no shit. That's that. I kind of don't blame them. Again, because I think the balance changes that are gonna come out are gonna involve kind of blanket changes to, say, their mode swaps, to their attributes, that sort of stuff. Why they can't do that now versus in the future, I don't know, but that's a lot of incursus. Like, that's a lot of incursus. Who needs that much incursus? I'm sure these guys don't. Hey, Stream Team. Hey, Stream Team. What do you guys think about Junkie XL? Anyone here like the music's playing right now? It's one of my favorite electronic artists. I love his tunes. I love his beats. It's good stuff. Yeah. Even God, Suetonia, even if he put a date on it, I wouldn't hold him to it. Don't get your panties in a twist, man. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way at all. I mean, they have their accelerated release cycle. I'm gonna assume that this is on their radar. You know, it's a big deal. It's on their radar. You may see balance changes sooner. Don't let yourself get worked up about a date they threw out there. I think a lot of dates CCP or any other company throws out kind of have a little bit of bullcrap to them. It's like they're pretty soft dates. And yeah. Well, why not? Why not nerf them with the Heck 8? Why not? What's stopping them? Nixarian, I've done it in a couple ways. I don't really make ISK these days anymore. I made a whole bunch of ISK doing T1 production. I built fighters and ships primarily. Bought a lot of minerals off of miners and converted that into stuff. I did a lot of mission grinding, level 4 missions in LowSec, doing something called blitzing. You can look that up. Just Google that. Google like EVE Online mission blitzing. And I ran a market for a little bit. Made a little bit of money off that. Not a lot, though. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I thought that was very curious, aside from the crazy stats on those ships, Suetonia, was the fact that all the T3 destroyers have a double damage bonus. Do you notice that? They all have double damage bonuses. I think the Eris is the only one with the double damage bonus. I don't even know if the Eris has a double damage bonus, honestly. Let's see here. Yeah, not even the Eris has a double damage bonus. Like, how crazy is that? I wonder how much people would be complaining if they didn't have a double damage bonus. You know? They definitely wouldn't be as crazy. Oh my goodness, what is this? That's an RC bow. Who are these guys? I'm gonna lose the ship here. Hell's something? Okay. You guys are boring. I feel like burning back the gate might be the right choice here. Did I just decloak? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get caught, so I'm thinking overheat burn back. Yeah, I think that was the right choice. How about that? No webs. Lol, nerds. I might have been able to warp there, actually. I'm surprised that like a zillion Seabode Gnosis didn't catch me as fast as I thought he would. I didn't see a point on me all that quickly. But that is something that I feel is fairly important about when you jump into a camp like that, is just spend a little bit of time to figure out what they're doing, what they got on their side, and how you're going to play it out. I mean, it might be a good chance that you're going to die, but taking a few breaths to calm down and then assess the situation can drastically improve your chances of surviving. So, you got 30 seconds of Gate Cloak. Use it. So that was on Hatazoko, right? I'm going to assume that's correct. So I'm going to have to backtrack here, yeah? Yeah. That sucks. Alright, well, so it goes. I believe the mode bonus is intentionally kept high, since if you can force a T3 destroyer into a different mode, they lose a lot of stats. They're actually quite slow without the speed mode. Yeah, I agree. They're not crazy without the speed mode. I think it's like 1.4, 1.5 with a T1 prop without heat. It's not crazy. But then again, I mean, isn't the speed bonus on the Confessor and the Seeple like 66%? That's insane. I feel like even though the modes need to be high, they're kind of ridiculously high, Rambo. And it's not like if they lower the amount that across the board of what all those modes do, depending on like the related attribute. Maybe some attributes they're not going to reduce or touch. People would still swap. Like one being in one mode versus another. Like you're gonna have very good reasons to be in one mode versus another. I think that one thing that's really cool about the modes, that I'm very happy about the modes, is that I feel that each mode is valuable enough that you'd want to be in one versus another. Like you're not always feeling like you should be in one mode. Although I would say the prop mode is probably by far the most popular mode for obvious reasons. Those obvious reasons being range dictation and mobility on field. It's one of the most powerful things in this game. Five seconds is a very long time, Suetonia. I was thinking something like 3 seconds. Five seconds is a long time. Like try to weight down an MJD spool up. That's 9 seconds. It's not much difference, but it's all the world's difference. The cat. How's it going, Space Frog? The YouTube exit. Oh my god. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need help. I'm doing this. Why can't I hear this? Existential. My god. How do you English? I don't know. I personally don't know. I'm new to this language, don't judge me. I've only been practicing for about 27 years. Don't judge. That's a lot of breachers. I wonder if I can actually deal with that many breachers. Like, you know they're probably young. I mean, why not, right? This could be fun, right? Right, guys? Right? I think the whole probe thing is a highly undervalued trait of T3 destroyers. I love that. Makes them really cool in gangs. Okay, cross your fingers. Wish me luck. Oh, they're all zooming off. So they're probably all MPD fit. What these guys are doing, I have no idea. And they're warping off. Am I too much? Am I just coming off as too much? Should I tone it down a little bit here? Goodness. Oh, baby. That guy is not dying fast enough. And we're dead. Good fight. One breacher too many. One breacher too many. 2A4 ain't bad, right, guys? We were close. That second breacher though, he took a while. He took a bit of a beating. What was his deal? Why did you take so long to die, sir? Just good old dual tank. Good old dual tank. Huh? Alright. So it goes. Hey, Squeebles, how's it going, man? Alright. Well, that was fun. Let's go get another. Yeah. That was pretty crazy, though. I was nearly tanking them. I was just about tanking them. I was thinking, man, if I kill this breacher, am I gonna sustain? Really? Really? Should have those exotic dancers doing repairs. Nah, they're just cheerleading, cheering me on. Little pom poms in the cargo bay. Did they make it? Did they survive? Did my girls make it out if you're there alive? They did. Hype. I don't spoil my exotic dancers. They spoil me. No. My exotic dancers don't get spoiled because I throw them in a freezer. Then I defrost them when I need them. That way they don't go bad. I must rescue them. Yes. We'll do a rescue mission over to Abamok. We shall make this happen. Hey, Tress, how's it going, man? Okay, should we do an interlude and a Firetail? Or should we do another slicer? I got a kind of kitey slicer and an arty Firetail. I want to do some MWD stuff. Let's do a slicer. I might even transition into an MWD comment later. Okay, let's get going. Are you gonna stream as well, Sweeps? What are you gonna be doing, man? I like Friends. Friends are good. What are you doing, man? Oh god. Another Dragoon fleet? Okay. Oh, they're en route. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do some impromptu gang stuff, guys. Let me jump into Scepter. Because I love my Scepters. And let's do... TeamSpeak. You hurt?
User left your channel. User left your channel. Channel switched.
Meow.
Hello.
Hey.
Meow check.
Buddy.
Copy. Meows
User
green.
joined your channel.
Okay, so where are you popping into the space?
User
Hula?
joined your channel.
We're just now sort of making
User joined your
landfall.
channel. User joined your channel.
Fantastic.
Really is.
Alright, I'll bring some scepter tackle.
User joined your channel.
That sounds awesome, Moo. I'm excited for your stream watching in school.
Hello, dudes, and Sardcade.
Howdy. Why did I select a Dixie? Oh, bad, that's why. Alright. So I'm in one of my favorite scepters. It's probably the best shield fleet scepter as far as I'm concerned. The Crow's a very close second, but the Stiletto I believe has better scan res and maybe better fitting, better slot allocation. So
Sound muted.
the way I do this guy is point scram. I mean, you're working with your tackle range bonus towards warp disruptors and warp scramblers. I put a signal amp as well as a Onyx field rig that pumps out my lock range quite a bit, which is very important if you have links in fleet. So if you have linked tackle range, having longer lock range is key. Getting your initial lock so you can actually point things before you get into tackle range. Very, very important. I like the tank on it. MSE plus damage control means I can stick around for a while. The only thing this fit's really lacking in my eyes is a NOS, in case I wanted to get a dedicated scram, like a FC Culsar or like a suicide scram onto something. You have a little bit of anti-drone in form of guns and rocket, and that's pretty much what's important about it. Compared to like a lot of Scepter pilots, I'm sure, this fit is slow, but I find Scepter speed to be acceptable in and of itself. Aside from that, tactics you're going to see me try to employ, although I'm going to be very rusty, is drive-by scrams. So a drive-by scram is if there's a really like a high-threat anti-support ship that we need to get a scrambler on. What an interceptor or any other sort of fast tackle can do is they'll intercept the ship's vector and apply a scrambler to it while you blow past it. So even if that ship like applies webs to you, or applies a scrambler to you, or applies a nuke to you, what have you, your speed, your momentum is going to carry you past the ship and out into safety, hopefully into safety. And that drive-by scrambler will then turn off his MWD for either one cycle, or if he doesn't notice, multiple cycles of MWD. It really helps. It's a high survivable. It's like kind of a survivable maneuver to get scram tackle onto targets, while not risking your own ship. It's a really cool interceptor tactic that I like to do.
Sound resumed.
What dead mouse is?
Okay, everybody jump into Cormonan. Everybody jump into Hala. Get an Orthris and Llama. Stay outside though, if you would, please.
There might be a fight here in Kamela to get
What's it look like?
a bunch of frigates, but
Let's come over here.
yeah.
You guys can jump into Vola, go ahead and warp Cormonan. Jump Cormonan, warp LAM, please. It's going to be a 3 warp, should be pretty easy. Do we have an ETA on getting me links in Llama?
On my way.
It's not really an ETA.
I'm jumping in the hole. I was just waiting with the fleet.
Cool. Courser Orthris there. Like I said, I can tank a fair few volleys from an Orthris, but you guys will be golden.
I'm waiting in the Lamar gate Kamela.
By the way,
Yeah,
there was
I don't
a
need
gate
any.
camp over in Haddo, about a dozen dudes.
Yeah, we were actually going to head there. That's probably the
No
reason
longer
I
there.
had your stream pulled up.
Gotcha.
Orthrus is now not in this place. He is still on 360 though.
Good night, Bob.
Large is now clear. I feel like maybe they knew we were coming. Yeah, they're all on a pause now.
A drive-by point to beta fight. I don't really think so, Moop. It's kind of a like when you say point, I think long point. And I don't see how that would start a fight. But interceptors in general tend to be fight starters just because they can hold tackle on something and force a fight that way. So, not so much baiting a fight, but forcing a fight is how I term it. So we're heading to Llama?
Ish, yeah.
Okay. Where should I be heading as tackle?
What did you end up choosing to fly?
Interceptor.
Alright, if you want to head to Camilla, Llama's at bus to get docked up.
Copy.
Get super spooked. Everybody, once you're in Quorum, go ahead and get over on the Camilla Gate KAM. We're going to start our route this direction, go up through Isbrabada. Alright, looks like this so-called Frig gang is actually on station. Warping over there to have a look-see.
Yeah, they're all on station. Yep.
Alright, Sard, if you'll jump in assist all at your leisure. Try to move fairly quickly here.
Okay.
Boosa dudes.
There's a neutral caracal that just landed here. Everybody is on the KM gate, yeah, and Corn.
Yep.
So Saul's quiet.
It's a shame. You know where we gotta go is that place we were fucking with those guys earlier.
Yeah.
Which is on our current routes, so.
Whatever.
Okay, so this caracal is engaging these frigates. Caracal warp to a belt. I'm not taking suspect for a caracal, though. It's not how I roll. Get aligned over to belt 5 TAC 1, please. It's here.
The Stratios that just jumped into Camilla?
From Sisal.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh my god! Thanks
Yeah,
for the
watch.
host, lads. How's it going, man? Yeah, it's about that time, ain't it?
Everybody go ahead and reload EMP while you're in Corn.
Well, everyone from the
Easy
Lasdale
grass,
channel.
come on over. Everybody jump in, warp CO. Give me a long point when you land. I'm pretty
We're doing some
comfortable
U-Hurt
for
stuff
probably
with
15
Sir
volleys.
Squeebles and myself. I don't know if Squeebles is streaming right now.
We have
A little bit of
links
small
up.
gang action in Losec.
Yep.
Cool, cool. So long as they don't bounce off an asteroid and get dicked.
I haven't scrammed temporarily.
Yeah, it's fine. If you find yourself in a bad spot, pull away. He's pretty comfortably dual-whipped. Swap dagger off me. Never mind, he just dropped his point. EMP dudes, tracking speed scripts, passive lines,
No longer
Sasala, launch
short.
lanes. That's
I've
okay.
got one.
Again, dual web, just long is fine, long is fine. Passive lines, Sasala, tracking speed script, keep your drones in, just quick blow up this guy. Don't rep me either. I don't
User
want to take
joined
the
your
suspect
channel.
for now on the Logi. Again, please get your drones in. If you have them out, get them in. If you have your drones out, get them in. That's, how many times? Ronald Timerson? What's up, Ron? How you doing, buddy? Drones in? No? Maybe? No? Take your time. Take your
They're
time.
coming back.
They shouldn't have been out, you dickhead. Everybody warps Sasala. Maybe next time, Ron. Maybe next time they'll follow orders. As an FCA, have dreams about things like this.
How's it going, Les?
No, they're nightmares.
The fucking gratuitous drone usage when we're warping in fucking 10 SFIs on one Caracal. We're like, oh, Max Deeps, get the drones! You dick. Alright, everybody hold Sasala, please. Start anything up your way.
I was trying to get the pod. There was nothing in Sasala.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just gonna cruise up this way. Scouts, feel free to poke side systems.
Well, Snake, all you gotta do is join
overlap
Hurt,
towards
and
the
you can
pools.
try to pod CO all you want.
Somebody
Hell,
in
you
your
can
stream
actually just
say
stream
that,
snipe us.
pod that
That'd work
FC.
too.
Tell that bitch he can see our system on stream. Come at me, bro.
I was
I've
just
got-
telling him the same.
I've got Fed Navy webs up my hyena. I'm overcompensating for an inadequate penis. That's also why I yell at people. Everybody jump in and warp to Anka.
Can you put a destined broadcaster fleet?
Probably. Hold on.
Appreciate
They
it.
go Seiko. Is that where we're fighting? Or
Yeah, that's en route. Or as you call it, Shatogus.
He shot the bed.
I look 5 years older with a little bit of scruff on my face. Well, how about that? Oh, Laz, it's sounding a lot better than it was a couple days ago. It was
FC,
pretty
there's
bad
never
earlier.
been issues on scan.
Check. How many?
Appears to be just 5 right now.
Copy. I might get potted by this other guy at any point, so everyone keep your wits about you.
But most of it's just from
yeah, we do. Sorry.
blowing up my voice for Worlds Collide. I was yelling, dude. I was so hyped for that series. I mean,
Just
the
get
moment
fucking
the
raided by
Serenity
Laz.
team won the first round, I was just super hyped for it. I was very happy about that set. I felt those pretty back and forth. Could have gone either way, but yeah. But then on the flight
Free
back
burn,
on
by the way,
Sunday,
if I
it
didn't
was
already call that. Keep moving up.
it was about a half dozen people coughing
like
for
the
8
Jefferson
hours
theme
from
song said.
Iceland to Seattle. So I mean, whatever kind of SARS, flu,
Actually, I haven't
whatever
seen that Armageddon
cocktail
movie.
I got
What
it
we're
probably.
talking
Oh, Suetonia, you're the guy who did the Armageddon vid. I haven't seen that yet. Can you link that for me? I'd like to check that out. I've been intrigued by this footage. This triple hyperspatial
it's random.
Armageddon. Sounds really
Rich
awesome.
Collapse? No.
Well, no, what I mean
Warlords
is,
of the Deep.
you watch that video and then you watch Big Miker's video. Kind of
Does
big
it-
difference.
Oh, fuck yeah. We totally forgot to do that thing earlier.
Well,
that would've
MGDs
put us in
didn't
a
decide that
position for
fight.
that.
I can't see how MGDs would
Oh,
have decided the
Arnaz
fight.
and Aspen.
Although, one thing that was really shitty about
Arnaz
that
is,
tournament is that the
Shadow
camera
Control.
work was awful. I had
Oh,
no idea what was
Arnaz
going on
is,
grid. No idea whatsoever.
Fred's buddies.
It was so bad.
Yes.
I was just kind of looking at HP bars and stuff. That was about it. Alright, I just bookmarked it, man. Thank you.
Alright, keep free burning, please. Keep me in the loop about the intel.
Disco Inferno.
Thank you for that heart-wrenching rendition of Disco Inferno.
Me neither, and I was commentating. Oh, they MGD 3... Oh my god, that's
Fuck all up
heroic.
here, unfortunately.
I was wondering
Okay,
about that,
actually,
because they weren't moving around much. the Typhoons seem to be
Just
very
going, I
immobile,
guess.
which was surprising the hell out of me. They should have been burning their entire
Five in
fucking time.
space.
The only time you wouldn't want to do that is if you're trying to, like,
We'll
line up your
go,
MGD
Cal
like
Cal
the
here,
fucking
I think,
space
pretty
scalpel
shortly.
it is to get good tackle on targets. Well, if they're using MGs that aggressively,
Again,
out of
just
curiosity,
the
did the
next,
Typhoons have a
30
SIBO or
minutes
anything
of
like that going
the
on
hardest
User joined your
non-copyright
to get that
dubstep
long
drops of
range
all
lock?
time. It's gonna be a challenge, but
Yeah, the only MGD I saw is one of the Typhoons MGDing away from that like last Ishtar or whatever to preserve it. Fozzie is super hyped about it. I would be too if I knew what was happening. I had no idea. That's really sad. Okay.
all right. I'm in Israbada. Everybody else should still be burning. We don't make a new desk. We're not gonna slow down until we come across a decent number of people in local. I don't know why I linked that. That was pointless.
Come help me kill the sound. Somebody.
No.
Mhm.
Nobody
You
help.
solo it. Come on.
Solo it. Submit it for one-man crew.
Set the reprisal.
What is what? Huh?
Hound.
Hound. Oh, okay. Good luck. Have fun. I have faith days. Bombers may have been our downfall in the Neo, but I think we've learned our lesson. We can do this.
It's
Oh
just
no!
CMA Alliance tournament. He was running it, man. Now, this song's actually pretty good. I'm listening to a winner here, folks.
A signal amp? I don't think it's enough.
It's called Fugitive by Casey.
Okay, well, it's Signamp,
Monster
lock range
Cat.
plus gang bonuses, plus 10% lock range from that. It's
Yeah, it's
probably
not
not
bad.
anywhere near 100 km
I
lock
don't
range.
feel like having
I would imagine it'd be around 80 or so, which is pretty good. Oh, they can lock 116? Really? Really? With just the amp? That blows my mind.
All right,
Typhoons
keep running,
aren't
dudes.
really known for
I'm
their
following
lock
this
range.
one Now we're from the Ardor.
Wow.
I have yet to see anything worth talking about.
Like, that really surprises the hell out of me. Like, I gotta look this up myself. Surprises me. I don't even know if I believe my chat. Oh, their default's 81.
By
Yeah,
the
I can see that
way,
happening. Wow.
go ahead and
Okay, I
drop
didn't realize it was that
the,
long.
Whenever you get it,
The more you know.
drop the EMP to Titanium Sebo. When in doubt, just keep Titanium loaded. If we don't find anything up here, like I said, Calgal is fine, or we'll switch meta to a high warp speed Black Flute.
Fancy.
Nah,
Bosper
not-
shows 7 people over there. We can head that direction after this, or we can also go
Yeah,
towards the Vadi.
that's my plan.
Vadi has 12.
Like
we can. I'll try that. I'll just
What,
fast track
Vadi?
that direction. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine. My whole plan is to come out near Golem, and we can go from Sissi toward OMS pretty easily.
Yep.
You can actually check Resbroco through Honor. You guys can hold on the Hades Eco gate, so hold on final gate. Let me do this 190 AU combined warp to check one system. Got a Repian scan and Hados near the inbound.
Does information mind link actually give increased lock range? Suppose it would. It's so rare for me to even think in terms of that mind link info. Implants.
User
It sure
joined
as
your
hell
channel.
does. No kidding. A little bit. A noticeable amount for sure. Rip Shadow Cartel Tournament Team? What are you talking about? Oh, I understand that, Thekla. I understand that quite well. It's one of the reasons why I like running around with Skirm Mind Links. It's even more agility.
User disconnected from your channel.
Alright, I do have 17 people in honor.
Nice.
Nothing on scan from inbound, no flashies. Several RF timers, though.
Okay.
Hesitant to force people to take those jumps. Or warps, rather. Bestower, Blackbird, Gnosis, Caracal.
Was
Was that the gate camp fleet?
it? Yeah, I thought it was.
That makes sense. I mean, this is kind of a excessive number of people to have in a system this quiet.
I don't remember if I had the notice.
I don't think I've ever seen those guys game camping, and they're just... I saw normal numbers, and they looked like those guys shooting passes.
Yeah, I'm gonna warp on group with this Gnosis. I would tend to believe these guys are just structure bashing. Although that went alright the other night when we played with
Well, I mean, their Gnosis was their tackle for their camp earlier.
Interesting.
Not really, it's got 6
Yeah.
minutes.
Do you want us in the head or no?
No, I don't think it's gonna be worth it.
Okay, Avadi has 23 in local. I'm checking plexus and stuff.
Cool. Perfect. You guys can go ahead and jump into Hados. Warp to Kligori, please. Yeah, there's fuck all in here.
It's pretty light on dudes, actually, in space, it looks like. I got, like, maybe a half dozen people.
Yeah, Hadaziko is supposedly the most populous system. That and Agmar.
Igmar
Yeah.
was empty.
Yep. Alright, so it sounds like a Cog Blitz is going to be the right way to do this.
Yeah.
If we don't find anything there, then we'll swap to probably T3 Desi fleet. Focus on moving as much as possible. And rely on people who have actually entered a wormhole and not been grossly unhappy to help us get around on that one.
Little fruit fly in here. What about the crew? Crew. How's the crew for solo PvP? It's not great. Well, one of the coolest things about the crew is that people don't really know what to think about it. It's not very popular, but there's a reason why it's not that popular. It's not that great of a ship. It's fairly slow.
Force the sky through, Vanya.
I've already hit warp.
What,
You guys warp to Ardar. There's a red rupture jumping in.
Okay, I'm warping to Ardar.
Yeah. It's about 50-50 that
You
I
guys
forget
don't have
about
points,
the cap booster can.
I wasn't gonna mention that. I was just
Days
about to-
has...
I have a point on him.
Sorry, guys.
In Ardar.
Is he okay? Is he reapproaching?
Yeah, he's
Ardar.
approaching.
Cool. We should have a Curies on
JK,
scene.
you grab-
Okay, everybody get over to Ardar. Fucking let's move this 20-man fleet over to Horror on the one Ruppy.
Might as well.
Hashtag squag.
He has,
gate guns are...
He has a damp. Need assistance, please.
Oh. The damp Ruppy. Who's this guy been theory crafting with?
Don't worry, he's into armor.
Ooh.
Okay, is he aggressing?
Bump
think
him
I
off
might be
gate.
a little-
Days, bump him off gate. Bump him off gate.
Okay, I'm
Approaching.
overheating. I'm jammed. I'm down. FC. check.
Secondary
they're
FC
all
call.
here. They're all here.
FC, they're all
Terrace,
here.
I need a
They're
bell,
all-
I need a
they're
bell,
all
I need a
here.
bell, I need a bell,
Oh,
I need a
They're
bell.
all right
Jesus.
here.
Oh,
God,
oh
you're dead.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Jesus.
Oh,
Dang.
fuck.
Oh,
This is
fuck.
so
I'm gonna
bad.
die.
Reps,
This is going
reps.
downhill.
Days
Just
primary.
pod me. Just
Days
pod
primary.
me.
Days primary. Webs are on.
Hey guys, for real
Oh,
though,
Jesus.
I stumbled on a cruiser thingy here in Kernaden on the Oyonata Gate. Condor Caracal Thorax carries Curse.
Hopefully the carries
and
on
it carries.
Hadazika. This guy's gonna let the aggro and jump out. Welcome to fucking You Hurt Rome comms. He's down.
He's down.
Loot. Pop.
Get the pocket, the pocket,
Hey,
the pocket, the pocket, the pocket.
What's on top? What's on top? What's on top? Pain on. Op success. Line out.
Floss.
Yeah, check. Line out. I think we're good. Sino's down. Good shit, boys. Good shit.
Hey guys, I found some stuff when you're done digging around.
No, shut the fuck up, boss. Link
Last
that.
all, I think they're channeling you on this
link,
comms. This
upload
is kind of ridiculous.
Upload and link, guys. Hope everyone got screenshots.
Pap
Alright.
link.
Now, is there actually a fleet that we should be fighting, or should we just keep doing this?
Yes.
Alright, where and what?
Link it. Link this.
Carnadin on the Oyonata Gate.
That means nothing to me. Link the system.
No, I mean something to me. Some of us study maps in our free time.
Yeah, so carries, they're on the other side. There was a curse, a thorax, a rupture, and a couple other things.
Okay.
There's about 7
Kernanen is
total.
like directly back where we came from, but fuck it. I don't feel too good about this route.
Well,
Everybody,
they all aggressed on me on the Carnaden side, so most of them, if not all, are suspect. One of the
Flows
carries
this
is
one,
red.
boys? Flows this one? Jesus. Where do they work? Are they married? Do they have kids? Tell me more.
Well, fuck. I haven't done this in forever, man.
I'm just
so-
giving you a hard time because we have to jabber ping your ass to get you in the fleet.
I know, I never
Daze
logged on.
was like, we need another Logi 5 semi, and Daze was like, oh, let's all just spam ping boss, and sure enough, there you come along. You can't just log in like the rest of us.
Nope.
I just saw somebody in your chat say you heard his 95% roleplay. I'm curious as to how he wants to break up
Probably
the
is
5%. It's gonna be a really, really hard divided 5%.
Yeah, like highly, like dense. There's a lot of stuff in that 5%.
I'm into feet, so feet are definitely going to be part of that 5%. Everyone jump in plus, and warp Ozet. Link it for the navigationally challenged, please, boss.
Hold outside.
Hey!
I'm not holding for shit.
Hold on, guys.
fucker.
A fucking cattle auction.
Negative.
Fucking
Ozet.
Who cares about Gilas?
jumping
Fuck
in.
Gilas.
Get
I
me
want
a
a
Gila.
Gila.
Got a
Hey,
Gila.
I don't want a
I
Gila.
got two
Gilas are
hammerheads.
terrifying.
I got two Valkyries. I got two
Is that a Gila or Gila?
It's a Gila?
It's a
More
was
phlegm.
it a Larry?
More
It's a
phlegm.
Find
It's
it.
a layer.
Where'd it go?
You
Did it
guys
work?
fucking scared it.
Did it
It's
work?
got a cold.
Did it work? Did it work?
You fucked up the Larry.
Did it ever jump in? Where is it? Days?
I don't know.
The Sino out?
Will you shut up? Towards the Mars Small or Job Observatory.
Hashtag Nolo. Hashtag
Okay, I'm jumping back into this set.
Alright, everybody chill. Everyone calm down. Check.
Let's see, I'm calm.
I'm fucking not.
How's the last
Guys,
days?
this guy's letting a Larry wrestle his jimmies.
For fuck's sake, I hold. I
Reload
call
EM.
hold.
Reload EM.
No,
Gila's
shush.
weakest resist is EM.
Yeah, I'm reloading.
What was that? That was like a Hannibal Lecter mixed with just
Yeah,
spitting
Jitchigard
watermelon seeds.
or a Venod?
Yo, it's on a Venod. Let's go.
We'll
Let's
bring
go.
a Venon.
Who says that system name that way?
Avenod. Fuck you.
You're
Avenod?
putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable, Dave.
Hey,
What are you
Is
doing
Tokus
jumping
torch
in?
you
I'm at the
guys?
scouts.
Oh, honestly,
It's
I'm
neutral,
FC,
and it's
bitch. I'll
sitting here.
go where I please.
Did it just jump? No, it didn't. It's sitting here.
Okay.
Coming in, I'm gonna web the fuck out of it.
I'll
it's
tag it.
not red.
I'll tag it.
Oh.
Alright, you tag it. I'll wait.
Don't tag it.
I'm gonna fucking tag it. Fuck you.
What do you think he's
Fucking
gonna
tag
freeze?
Accurate.
Alright, tagged.
God damn it.
It's not moving.
Why are,
Pump it.
Why are we
Pump
gonna,
it.
We're
Pump
gonna
it.
go
No, it's
suspect
not.
for
Pump
a Larry?
Bump it.
Don't bump it. Don't you, terrorist.
Oops.
I'm bumping it.
Bump drive
Don't
active.
know if it really
Confused
moves.
signals. I'm confused.
What goes bump
We're
in
not
the
sure
map?
if it has a warp drive.
I'm gonna jump through the.
I thought I approached
Avenod.
the Larry. I approached the gate. Gate just bumped?
Out of alignment. We can't go. We're stuck, guys. We're stuck. Fuck.
Kill the Larry.
This is the player constructed Stargates that solved this problem. Dude, he's running.
I went through it!
This Larry. You didn't tell me how hard this Larry was.
This is a hard Larry.
It's not hard, Larry. Deep left field. Deep left.
It's aligning.
Tango
Pointing.
Alpha. Idiot.
He's moving.
Tackle.
He's
Tackle.
moving.
I got it. Got it.
Oh,
Tackle.
Side's clear.
oh, sweet Jesus! Please stop doing this. I can't believe you've done this.
You got tackled? Or you got tagged? Anyone else have it tagged?
Nope,
No,
you're it.
we're not dumb.
We're not dumb.
Solo the Gila. Solo it. Sorry.
Guys,
Wait, how are you not taking gate guns? Did you
I
already back
fucking
up?
tagged it! Do you not understand how this works?
We don't
Shoot
play
it, warp off, warp back.
He jumped.
Easy.
Okay, jump.
Okay, jumped.
Larry in. Guys,
Jump
right
it
down
in.
the middle, hard and fast on this one. Copy.
Oh god, I just flew
Oh,
outside.
check. Oh,
Is there fleet?
check.
No.
No. It's a lone Larry.
Tagged!
Oh.
Save
Somebody
me,
else
I'm
get
tagged!
ready. Somebody else line up. Line up for the tag, somebody.
I'm getting
He's
ready.
he's reapproaching. He's AB fit. We
AB
get a
fit,
we
copy.
get a we get a hot Larry, double hard.
Hellfire is going ham.
They can't
Going
kill
big.
him
Going
first. It
big.
would be discriminatory. He's about to jump back in.
He's.
Oh, he warped.
He
Oh
warped?
my fucking god, you guys are so bad.
Daze, why didn't you fucking tag him? You're like the only other person in
what
this
did
fleet
you
that knows
say?
what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
I did tag him, I just got back and he warped.
Yeah, okay,
I'm-
whatever.
I'm-
Excuses.
I'm incompetent. You can't expect me to be doing this. God damn it, guys. Alright, let's go fight this thing that's actually fightable, yeah.
That's more
Stop
code.
spinning into your microphone, please.
Gila's the new untouchable ship in Eve.
Oh, I'm dead.
Alright. Good. Everybody wear Biz Bravado.
I'm glad we got the rupture, guys. That's really.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
important thing.
Kilbert Green.
I'm not requesting.
God damn it!
Did you die, Hellfire?
No, I thought the.
Oh, okay. Make sure to upload all these kill mails to to Battle Clinic, please. We're a Battle Clinic Killboard Corp, so
We're switching over.
yeah. No. I mean, that's what I've always done. I don't know about you guys.
Okay.
Fuck
Yeah.
this automatic.
Do it
upload
manually.
nonsense.
Replace your names with your call signs.
I
Your
forgot
call
what
signs,
my-
right?
My call sign was either Lazy Susan or Sandy Scruples.
Yeah, mine
That's
is
my bowling
Sam
name,
Countrywood. Yeah, that's my porn name too.
Sam Countrywood?
Isn't that good? It's pretty good.
Oh, if we're doing the porn
Sounds like a porn
name
star.
game, mine is Kitty Willows.
Mine is
Katie
Putin's
Willow.
yard.
Kitty Willows.
Kitty Wills, gotcha.
Mine is Putin's yard.
I don't. That's derogatory.
Hey,
I'm
we're-
confused.
I'm
That's
almost
it.
Russian. Ukrainian, which is
Almost
close
Russian.
enough.
Well, give
There's
it about
some-
6
there's some
months,
duders in
it might
Kerninen.
actually be Russian.
I'm not seeing
Stop
a
jumping
crazy
in.
fleet though.
God damn it.
Yeah, they went to Sokotogus. I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay,
find them
cool.
in here.
Everyone jump into grenade and we're going out of them.
Don't warp.
There's
I'm
this-
trying to get a warp in on a comment on the Onada gate.
There's a Svipul that I just crashed on.
He's out.
Thank
He warps.
Brother.
Yeah, he
Thank
warped.
God somebody linked there.
Okay, you can warp.
Board.
It's all good. Meow.
Is that on stream?
Sorry?
They linked it on stream.
Linked what?
In one of the stream chats, not mine, weirdly enough. I'm vicariously chatting through Sard's stream. Alright, everybody get into this system and get on the Satoga skate. Let's play it like that.
Guys, you heard an
Hardball.
elite pilot. Do you see that?
I'm going Chris Matthews up in this piece.
I'm gonna die again.
For what?
A worm.
Well, that's not going to be a good death.
Serious.
But why?
Oh, he just landed on the.
Boss, I need
Worm
rounds.
is on the Kerninen gate.
What? Where are you? Come to Horus, Days.
I don't want to. Where's the fleet?
Haras is a dead end system. Why is one of
Oh,
our
is it?
Lodgies solo camping Haras?
I'm the forward scout.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Careful
gonna
on the
wrap
sun.
the
Careful on the
enemies.
sun.
What system?
Wait, seriously?
you're
Not the
in?
sun?
You don't
Morning
know
sun
that
at
for a
15.
fact. You are all full of shit. I don't enjoy my time with you. I see the
If
worm.
there's a
Everyone get
Thanatos
into
at the sun, I'm
Satogas.
going to be very
Check,
disappointed.
check, FC check. Worm Tristan
FC,
landed
hello.
on inbound and Satogas. Reload EM, douchebags. Sorry, that was rude. Reload EM, please.
That was
Douchebags.
really weird.
Okay, not so much. Not so much. This is not an RVB fleet. Okay, they're definitely not here. You've lied to me for the last time. Everybody meet in Oyanada on the Satoga's Gate. Please, quickly. Oh, Thekla. He's got such a kind heart. And such a European haircut. I think a mohawk would really suit his style.
I went to college with a dude from Nebraska who looked just like him.
Yeah,
Maybe it was him.
I could see. Yeah, I could see Thekla being a Nebraska kid. That works.
Okay,
I-
everybody align. Suzanne, prepare for
Don't really know what that
screenshot,
means,
so we can
but
all be
I'll
together
roll with
one
it.
time. Everybody align, Suzanne. Remember to tweet this at me, hashtag squag.
Hashtag
Shut up,
still in
Freddy.
We're in a
Warrior
stiletto,
focus.
Vumtori. I'm doing a little bit of separate work.
Talgos? What is it, boy? Speak.
Okay, I found fun.
You realize how hard you guys are making my life. You know how much stress I have?
What is
in my
the
life right now?
From this? What?
Do you guys know where he puts
Typically,
that
like
stress?
a strip club with a lunch special is what Days considers to be fun. That or mukbuk.
Shield stepper fleets. Oh my gosh, this fleet.
Days, are you gonna elaborate, or are you just gonna die to a worm in some far off system?
No! It's been a while. Ignore.
Alright, Fleet Warfest, please, monkey. Screenshot hashtag squagged.
Someone get R and
we
Days'
left people
heartburn.
behind. Perfect.
I can't believe I just failed that.
I can.
I can.
I easily can.
Are you on Alaskan soil nowadays?
Yeah. I just, failed at tackling the tornado that was, 40 away from me.
Oh, look at these screenshots.
The tornadoes are back.
Back again. Might want to preemptively exempt your links from Fleet Warp just in case shit really gets crazy. I've been known to have a couple glasses of plum wine and accidentally warp links, if you know what I mean. Hey, hashtag bingo.
Good luck on the
pods.
link.
Quick mega.
Wave Mega. That's what we should do. We should go back and just get some like really nicely skinned ships and go roam.
Is the skin system working right now?
You're buying, right?
It's not, right?
Not yet.
Fuck.
Not-
When have I ever bought you all anything?
And then Sard jumps out, and we warp
I
him.
really want to do. Sorry, check my logic. I really want to do a roam of the luxury yachts.
Can you fit guns on them?
Probably
They have
not.
one
Do they
high
have
slot.
one bay?
One. It's got no turret slot.
So wait, smart bombs?
Smart bomb.
bombs. Confirmed.
Drones?
What?
Nukes?
ECM.
PCO. That's a mid slot.
Alright,
Low
jump in,
slot
free burn.
weapons?
Jump in, free burn. Check. Jump in, free burn.
Egmar?
Sure.
Or, like, Old Man Star, Freeburn.
No, Egmar. Okay.
Reed Fleet.
Days of shit in that. I'm confused. I don't know.
I realize everyone besides Swiv and myself probably don't own yachts in real life, so I imagine you guys are really excited about this development.
I consider myself that.
We've got a water slide on the yacht, but I don't think we have a wheelchair left. So we will really enjoy that water slide, but I'm afraid you can't come. That's it's hard to say, but you can.
I've been around with this.
We can build you a rudimentary ramp of some sort. So if everyone starts drinking, we need to like cover your chair in floating devices in case somebody's like, "Watch me push this thing into the water."
It's motorized, and it weighs about 500 pounds, so hold back.
That's fine. We can come. We're pretty crafty
If
folk.
enough of us get drunk, 500
Yeah,
pounds
Yeah, we
won't
just
stop
like
us.
attach.
Remember, I'm also a driver, so I don't want to hurt somebody. I'm not hurt somebody.
We'll just pick you up and throw you into the water.
Fleet jumping into Zara, fleet jumping into Zara.
Oh,
It's
shit.
Dieteris,
Oh, shit.
Guardians,
Oh, fuck.
T3s, that sort of thing.
Oh, Jesus.
They're coming in from
They
Bar.
found us, boys.
Okay, everybody go back to your inbound in, where is it, Arzad that you guys are in now?
Looks like they're
No,
heading
they
to
have
POS
Arzad,
right
yeah.
now. They're going P5 and Azara, P5 and Azara.
P5.
Yeah.
I just landed on grid with him. You should ninja one of them quickly. Ninja
Okay.
like a Proteus or something.
Trying.
Max, get the Guardian, Max. Can you get him?
Got it.
Everyone jump in, warp outbound in Azara. Quickly, load fusion.
Oh, I picked the wrong
They
side.
last
warp
hit,
to-
you left him.
Oh,
Fine, it's fine. Got him dual webbed for what that's worth. Not much. He's gonna make it back to gate. Let me know when other tackle is landing, please.
Soon.
How soon is soon? Like AU.
I'm jumping into Izara, and then
5A, 6, 2, 1.
So what's he doing, Sard? I'm not zoomed in on him. Can you bump
He's
him?
approaching gate. I'm trying.
Frig bump him. Frigs bump him. Frigs bump him.
Frigs aren't very good at that. A little bit of bump.
That's alright. You just need to knock his alignment off. They're gonna be back here momentarily. That's why I don't want the SFIs to regress. How far for our SFIs?
Landing.
Well, don't.
if you're landing to jump in.
He's about like one click off the gate, if he's not already on the gate.
Other frigates hold to follow this guy through, please. Here comes the Loki and Proteus. Frigs bail off. Guys, don't warp
Nothing
outbound in
close.
Azara if you're in a cruiser.
Yeah, he's on gate.
If you're in a cruiser, get into Azara, line outbound, don't warp.
Sorry, you were just a second late with that.
That's alright. If you land here, just try and warp back to your inbound. If that doesn't work, just jump through. If you're in a frigate, I'd get away from the gate, dudes.
Okay, so we're bailing, yes?
Oh yeah, pull some range at least.
Okay.
And that's all they sent back, actually, was Loki and Proteus. I want all the SFIs in Azara aligned to outbound, please. Keep an eye on his speed, the Guardian, that is. Get ready to go back in on him. Just beware of that Loki.
Yeah, I can't really effectively tackle and survive.
That's no fucking excuse.
No.
Yeah, that's never stopped Ace. He's never been effective, but he's tried.
What's up?
Will be shortly.
Another Proteus here. Can I get a carries point on this Guardian on the outbound in Azara, please, quickly?
Warping in.
Nope, he warps. Grab one of these Proteuses quickly.
Trying. Point Proteus.
Okay, everybody warp to the gate at 30. Everybody warp to the outbound gate at 30 kilometers.
More
Have
landing,
fusion
though.
loaded. Have fusion loaded, please. What's got you, Sard?
Nothing's got me. Just saying more landing.
Oh, okay, I thought you said you're gonna go down.
No. Good.
Alright, links are up.
Okay, let me know as you guys are about to land, please. Give me a 1 AU on the SFIs. Track and
20
speed in,
AU.
fusion loaded. Actually, go unscripted. Unload your TC. Unload the TC.
4 AU, 3
Passively.
AU, 1 AU.
Okay, passively line back RZ. It's
PMC is the
aggression
point
you
of
said?
Proteus. PMC is the point of Proteus. PMC
aggro?
just dropped aggression. He just dropped aggression. He has maybe 50 seconds.
okay. Okay, start shelling PMC. Please stay passively line back. We're gonna play this conservative for obvious reasons. PMC prime. Let's just get a carries long point. That's enough.
Yep.
Webs are on. Keep an eye on 5 AU, please. I'm just gonna be watching grid. Do not drift in. Somebody is drifting in an
That's
SFI. Demon.
Pressing the wrong buttons.
Yeah, I noticed.
Guardian's back in.
Remember that time I was like, somebody's drifting in? Alright, AB's on. AB's on back toward RZ. AB's on back toward RZ. Quickly.
Okay. Your tackle's pulling off.
Yep, please do.
Tackles off.
Broadcast reps. AB's on. Overheat your ABs. Overheat your ABs. If something's pointing you, please let me know. Call it early. Which one is pointing you, Hellfire? We're faster than fucking. Drop heat on your ABs. Drop heat on your ABs. You're fine. Just broadcast reps. If you get super low, just bail. Try and stay on grid as long as possible. If anything has you pointed, let me know. I can try and web it close to the gate.
I'm not settled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
What the fuck are they doing here? Everyone's comfortable, yeah? Reps are good?
Reps are fine.
Okay, cool. Cut the ABs, stay past the line, please, while we try and figure this out. Let's just tell them we're on a mission of...
Hellfire, you should get off. They just started applying more.
I said peach instead of these.
Yep, I'm
Fuck.
done.
Let's go get some peaches, guys. Sounds good.
You should be holding if your invol's on.
I'm fine now, hold on.
Okay.
I'm being damped by a legion. What?
Oh, this is throwing. I'm glad that we can contribute to the lowering of DT's sex status. One more time, just for
I'm
old
fucking
time's sake.
killing it right now.
It keeps switching targets. They're like, fuck, we can't apply the SFIs. Alright, everybody, switch to Hyena. Hyena Prim. Are they fucking damp beam legions? Check your notifications. They're all beam and rail, yeah?
Yes, they're all long range.
I know you had that.
They're all...
Most curious.
Just fucking wood.
Alright, well obviously there's no fun that's gonna come out of this from our side of things. Sidecar, burn me attack if you would please, sir. Everybody else just stay
Looks
on.
like one of them warped. Do you want me to do that or watch for warp?
Oh yeah, let's try Ninja one. Friggs,
Yep.
try Ninja if you can.
Go for it.
Same. Guys, AB
It's a
back
trap.
in if you're in an SFI. AB back in if you're in an SFI.
Point on Hap in a Proteus.
Okay, Hap Prime dudes, HAP. Keep yourself at a safe distance, webs are on Hap. Fusion dudes, load optimal scripts if you have to get there, or Tremor, whichever, I don't know your range.
Your
going
time is
25
now.
AU away. Yeah, he's just gonna be tanked to tits.
Tanky tits.
Guys, load optimal, reload Tremor if you have to. Get on this this Proteus, please, quick as possible. Don't get in scream range. No reason for anybody in this fleet right now to be within 20. Swebs carries points, they'll hold him. Come on, guys, get on him. We're chunking him. I would call overheat, but Artie, lol. Matter of fact, put some heat on your guns. Fuck it, we'll rip up.
Mad deeps.
Overheat, make sure you're using, make sure you're in optimal, that's the biggest thing. Make sure you're in optimal. If you can reload with diffusion, do it. Put heat on your guns once you're in optimal. Half armor, we still got time, we got nothing on 5. Come on, dudes, come on, drones out, drones out, and all that good shit. Yeah, they will have turned here momentarily. After this, we're gonna AB back toward RZ, dudes. Frigs are gonna scoop the loot.
Good job, Sard, on the tackle there.
Yeah, it's a nice catch, man. I mean, fucking, not up to your hurt standards, but close. That's what I meant to say. Okay, loot it. AB, RZ, drones in, please. Reload.
Got the pod.
Got the ball, yeah.
Wait!
Too bad!
I wait for no man!
God damn it! He's out of the fleet. I want him out of the fleet right now. Drones in. ABRZ. Drones in, ABRZ. They were just like, fuck your
Yeah,
Proteus. We're not
1.1.
coming back.
Sacrifice one bill. Proteus.
Yeah, that was not a cheap Proteus.
Alright, so remember guys, DT is probably recruiting. Bring your faction bits.
Okay, hey, where are we going? What are we doing?
Or AB. Dude, I just fucking called it. First you're gonna...
I gotta listen, Jesus!
Hey guys, by the way, just tip for people that are watching the stream, make sure you're using a mid-grade crystal set in a Proteus.
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but mid-grade crystals also offer a point range bonus.
Mm.
Oh, no, wait, that's shield boost. I get those confused. I made the same mistake as that guy. This is
And
like
always
DT,
armor tank your
such
Proteus
shit.
if you're using
Alright,
crystals.
burn me attack. Burn me attack, Mr. Piano Man, and by that I mean Days.
Going for it.
As soon as Days calls it, bounce up, please. Did we really GF them? You guys are dicks.
Warp to Sarkade.
No, don't. No,
Where'd
this
they
is
go?
my fucking fleet, Sard. Will you please?
Okay. Let me just delete this tag.
Sorry, you're not alone. I'm coming to you, buddy.
Bounce up. If you do it, you're out of the corp. If you do it, you're out of the corp. We have lines. You walk across that line, you don't walk back. You understand me?
Look at
Well, you
all
can, but that'd be
You
rude.
motherfuckers. Dantessi and Ataris both out. Both kicked. That's super embarrassing for that guy, though. Everybody line back down. I mean, there's nothing he could do. He got out Schustered there.
Yeah, outplayed.
Bounce down to Vard, please. Now you guys can frame that screenshot that I told you to take earlier to be like that time that these SFIs killed the Proteus.
Alright, we should go there, because that's there.
Okay, that's the opposite of what I just told everyone to do. Hold on, RZ. Let me look at this D-scan. Yeah, baby. You're damn right we're going there. Actually, everybody jump into Vard. Jump into the AR, please. Jump.
I'm dropping off loot there.
I could, hold on. Let me see this.
Pod is probably a bill.
Yeah.
Or not.
I don't really need
You didn't have the Omega,
any
not that
of
much.
those faction mods.
Well, that's nice,
However,
because I'm
if
not
you-
getting them to you.
If you want to chuck one at one of the semi-pilots, that would be pretty cool, assuming they die. I'll reimburse the other.
Oh, up and down.
God, those scrams are
Yeah,
expensive.
go ahead and jump in.
Is that the
Vard
3-point?
now.
That's the 3-point.
Oh, you're
right?
not giving them to me, are you? Apprehend that man.
Just took a while to
Reps
process.
too.
Yeah, it's because I don't hear that often. Neither from fleet members or from the middle-aged women at the skeezy bars that I go to.
There should be reps in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, do you guys need to rep? Do you have substantial heat?
Not there.
No.
Somehow.
I have a corpse I need to drop off. That guy.
Oh, very important. Top station Dow, rally top station Dow, please. Quick
We should
kid.
collect all the corpses we get for the realm, and then eject them out Amar top station, see how many sleepers we can get to spawn. And lead them around. Little, like, dog treats on the floor.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Sleeper.
I still find it really funny that those guys made no effort whatsoever to come back for that Proteus.
No, they did it
That
once.
wasn't a tremendous commitment.
They
to come
sent
back and help
everything.
that guy. Once.
Okay, they're in Corm.
Okay.
Cerberus Legion on the gate. Legion is... looks like a booster.
Cool. I'd like to see everybody top station Dow, even if you don't need a rep. If you do need a rep, dock up, rep, drop off loot, get undocked, get on
Sir.
Dogga, please.
Just jumped into you.
See if he's
terrifying.
RLML. I'm sure he is, but...
Time for what?
Upholders. I don't know if that means anything.
Their wormhole? I feel like I've heard.
It's pretty generic.
just so
right?
we're
Yeah,
clear,
wormhole.
that Proteus is worth about as much as this fleet in
Yep.
total.
Forever killboard green.
Efficiency, boys.
Killboard Green. As long as only Sard dies, it's Killboard Green all night.
I thought Days is out of corp.
Do we pop the hawk?
Nah, Days is back in my...
Oh, hey, how about
Loving
that? For
Embrace.
2 months, no less. Oh, man, he's been licking your boots.
What?
Oh, it's Kevin. It's licking your boots.
Yeah.
They're on the station right now.
Okay, we're wrapping up. We've gotta get reset. Guys, please get undocked on the station in the line so I have an idea of how ready everyone is.
Hold on to my armor. Hold down.
Should be out Uga.
Then Vard and no other.
JK, not on station.
We're in Dow.
Help.
Yeah.
Help.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, Days, you're so melodramatic. I'm in warp. All frigs to Aga. Everybody else align.
No,
Aga.
no. Kamela Gate. In Corm on Kamela Gate.
Great,
Okay,
we're in
I'm
Dow.
on my way.
So
They're
we have
red.
to go.
It's a Vigilant and a Sci-Fi.
We have to come through
jumps
Aga.
out.
Everybody warp. Yeah. Everybody warp Aga and jump. Warp Aga, jump. And warp over to Corm. Did you actually get Vigi dunked?
Hold on.
Just so we're clear, the GF was not an actual deliberate sign of disrespect from anybody in our fleet. It's just typically when it's a
Alright, I got a
situation
point
like
on the
that.
Vigilant.
Oh, okay. I'm warping to Quorum. It's Quorum on which gate?
Camp.
Kamela.
Okay. It's gonna be a while before the pain arrives.
Okay.
Let's keep the other tackle uncommitted. Let me and Daze lock this Vigilant down. Everybody else, best speed into Cormonan onto Cam Gate, please. When you warp to the Cam Gate, do
Oh, it's Poetic
30,
Stancil.
please.
Oh dear me.
Nice.
What?
So-
What'd you say?
No, the dude, he's Poetic Stancil.
So?
Let's just kill him with Frigs then. Ultimate disrespect.
Is that sci-fi AB? Oh no, there's a...
No, he's MVD. He's burning at you.
Alright.
Watch out.
So,
Yeah,
everybody's clear, right? Frigates are supporting Daze and Quorum on Kamela. Other cruisers, do not warp to your outbound in Cormonan. Just warp to the Kamela Gate, KAM,
They have a
at
Maulus
30
with them.
kilometers. Cool. Fusion loaded
I lost
dudes.
point, Sard.
Yeah, I lost point on Cypher Elite as well.
It's okay, it's okay. We're about to land.
Yeah, but we dump points.
Why is the sci-fi dying?
I don't know. Maybe he took Sentry?
Oh, I'm in web range at him.
Weapon.
Yeah. Having a hard time
Here
keeping
comes the
up.
webs.
I got a point.
Webs
I
on,
still have a
webs
point.
on.
It's gonna drop soon.
He's webbed.
Okay. Scram on.
Get a point on this Dog Navy. Somebody. Sci-fi is firmly fucked. Get the Dog Navy days.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I got point on the Og Navy.
Copy.
2 webs.
Burning at Og Navy.
Where did Vision go?
He left.
Do your
warped
goddamn
out.
job, Daze. Jesus.
He jumped out.
Meow.
Red box by the Og Navy.
The only
Meow.
person that aggressed was the sci-fi.
Meow.
He's still quite fast. This guy's 100 a minute in Og Navy.
Meow.
Or no, you don't have him scrammed. Perfect.
No, I do not.
Alright guys, when you get into Quorum, you can work to CO at 30. Again, fusion loaded, tracking scripts, and it's fine. Keep an eye on this VNI.
There's another Og Navy.
Cool.
Same group.
I'm pretty comfortable just orbiting this guy at fairly close range. This, okay, VNI's going for the gate. TC's on. Drones, keep drones in, please. Shell with this guy, he'll die quick.
Try to blow up the worm. He's not moving. What's this done?
Yeah, he jumps.
Okay.
Days, stay with me for the long point. Other scouts start poking around, finding those things that warped off. Everyone else just shell this guy. No need
Everything's
to
been
get
just
closer
been
than
jumping
20,
into
please.
Camilla, man.
Dropping point.
No. Oh, okay, yeah. It's me and Days. Days, don't fuck this up for me like you did that one trip home for Thanksgiving.
Going to Lamar.
Why do
Insert
you always
flashback.
have to bring that up?
You know what? Fucking bringing it up, dude. I'm not even allowed at my mom's house for Thanksgiving anymore.
You think that wasn't a very embarrassing time for me as well?
I mean, clearly you were going through some shit. I still don't find that appropriate. There's food, and then there's
Yeah, I realize it's not poetic.
things that you
I
can
I
use
vaguely
together.
remember him
Keep-
getting his ship
Keep the
sold.
two fucking separate, please.
But it still is a name I enjoy shooting.
Alright, get down to Cam Gate, boys. Not everything, there was like an Astarte and some other shit that warped off. That Astarte was at a suspicious range. Vigi's still on scan, I'm guessing. Oh, Vigilant is over toward Huola, friends. I'm going over at 70. Just a line over.
I'm going to
reload,
0.
please.
If he jumps through.
Yeah. Good
I
call.
didn't even bother to check Wola. Not bad.
Legion Vigi on scan over here.
Legion was the links. That guy was on the aggregate earlier.
Vigi, is it a pounce? We don't have anything close.
I might have a bookmark near it. I'm warping over there.
Kind of in an odd spot, to be honest. Quite far off the gate. Do you have anything?
Kinda.
I've got something closer, but not close enough to be relevant.
Mine's close enough to be relevant. I got links, right?
You do now, yeah? He's full speed aligned. I don't know why he's still sitting there. There it is.
It is warped.
Where to?
Station.
Which one?
Broadcast.
X.
Broadcasted. Makes sense, yeah.
That was an expensive
And
MVD
we're
cycle.
at 30. Everybody aligned with that broadcast station. Just align, please. Daze, can you start aggressively scouting around here? Well, this
He
hasn't
went
been too bad.
he went
It's
at
been
0.
a little bit slow, but call the yellow box. He's realigning. Where to?
No, it's just
Point him if
pushing
you
the
can.
station.
Fucking go ahead and point him. I'll reimburse your loss if you die. Everybody be aligned to the station.
He's not allowed to anything.
Terrace, get on grid, please. You're carries, right?
Yeah, I'll turn back into Cronin. I jumped into Lamar to start scouting.
Okay. I've got him webbed, just for decorative purposes.
Are you a good warp Incio?
Yeah, for you I am. For you anytime, baby. Are you aggress, Sard?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, go ahead and aggress.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You can't make me.
You listen to me, Sard Cade. Sard, Lazarus Cade. I am the fleet commander here. I command the fleet. Look at me.
Those words hold no power over me!
You have no power here.
You want me to point him, Seal?
He scrammed.
Oh.
Okay, everybody warp to start at 30. This is either going to happen or it's not going to happen. TC's on, fusion loaded. No yellow box, I'm assuming.
Nope.
Do not target him when you land if you're in an SFI. Do not target him. Don't lock him. Just sit there politely, don't move. Do not target him.
Water.
Don't target him. Don't target him.
That's
Don't
ominous.
target him. Don't target him. Don't target him. Okay, see everybody is on grid now. I want you to pre-select your guns. We're going to left-click them onto him after I do a countdown. Ready? Pre-select your guns. Make sure your tracking computer's on. We're going to left-click onto him in 3, 2, 1. Lock and volley, boys.
What?
It looked good.
Got into armor.
Yeah, we most
Well,
volleys
you
did actually
vaporized
good.
him. He's not here anymore. He just vanished.
Mission accomplished.
Pot and
Do
everything.
we have anything from the scouts?
Lamar was dead.
God damn it. Either I'm missing something or Sarge is engaging Vigilant in a frigate. That's pretty much it. Exact Navy issue on scan.
I started VNI by the Alga game.
Okay, everybody warp Aga.
It's a normal stabber on scan.
We don't kill the subspecies.
A guy in your chat says they're just blobbing. He used the wrong form of the word there. He's looking for the possessive
Looks like they jumped out
T-H-E-I-R.
in the Alga.
No, he's actually looking for T-H-E-Y', the conjunctive form. Oh. Technically, sorry. Technically,
My chat is getting the nuance of blob right now. This is getting pretty technical.
Technically, you're not blobbing. I'm blobbing. I'm responsible for the blobbing.
I will bear the burden.
I don't know if you'd call what we did to dead terrorists blobbing.
We totally
just took
blobbed
on
that guy.
a
What are you
fleet
talking
and
about?
T3 fleet, and
Yeah.
Alright, we're kind of in an impasse. I say we switch regions. I think we've got what we came for out of this.
Let's go
That's with a confidence.
Wait, what?
Yo, we just went minus like 6 or 7. Pick a gate, go.
They're not in Aga, though.
I know.
User joined your channel.
Somebody says, I was so sad when your cold pizza stream was shut down for the silly hot pizza stream. As if those are on a conflicting schedule.
They were that.
Eve
bad.
literacy with Squeebles. I do what I can to keep the world a smarter, snarkier, more negative place. That tree, though. I've got 20 peeps, and Secede, Breach, or Malediction's the only thing on scan, though.
That's how I moved up.
Sure, they'll want their revenge.
I find it insulting that we're accused of blobbing dead terrorists tonight. Let the record show that I've got a very
How's it going,
snobby
Leia?
face on right now.
Here we go. How's it going, man?
That Poco
camp
came
stamp
out
or
of
didn't
reinforcement.
Ooh, somebody asked a good question. They asked if we had polarized guns on the SF5s. The answer is no. They are not polarized. They're Tech 2.
Oh, there's only close range for polarized, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you can't do that if you
What's,
want to for the fleet.
Somebody link me OMS, please. Is it bad that I feel like I'm having my thoughts narrated by squeals? No, that tree, though. That's a natural evolution of the human mind. Next comes insanity. And after that, you...
Only when you've been heavily drinking, though.
I don't know. That or heroin. Drinking or heroin. Everyone's a blobber. You sound like Oprah. You're a blobber, and you're a blobber.
You're a blobber.
Didn't she give out, like, Camrys or something people don't want to drive anyways?
No.
I drive a Camry.
Poor DT, always getting blobbed by you. You realize that they're just gonna start fucking haunting our grandparents' graves over all this smack talk.
Well, if they want to go to Russia.
Next comes drinking, followed by carrier ship.
Was it DT that wouldn't come to the wormhole to fight?
I was just gonna say all you have to do is run to a wormhole.
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing.
Oh,
Yeah, free burn OMS, dudes. Tell Uhurt to camp us in, then? Who's us? Wait, did you just identify as a DT member?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. These are my SpaghettiOs. No, I'm not. I'll just eat them in the car. Oh, fuck.
We are heading over to OMS, yes?
Yeah. I'm gonna make myself a scotch in the meantime. DT is one of those groups that has a really fucking cool couple of people in there that I know. Probably a very middle of the roads group who is generally agreeable and fun to play with, and then just like 7 or 8 really loud pieces of shit that ruin the entire alliance from a PR perspective. That's pretty characteristic, I think, of evil alliances in general.
Don't see them talk much, but I may have blocked said persons already.
Yeah, and I probably should, but there's some really cool dudes.
You feed off that, though. That's where you draw your power. You can't block that.
No, that is true. There's 2 things I draw my power from. It's cat gifs, which is the only reason I ever watched your stream.
It's the only reason too.
No, I agreed. No, your gifts are always good. No, but it is probably substance abuse and trolls. I always do feel like an immense power coursing through my veins every time somebody shows up in my chat and is like, I'm gonna get all these people on my side. This is gonna go well for me here.
See, or you can leave out feet.
Huh?
You like feet?
I'm
He's referencing a joke earlier.
I'm into feet. That's all I'll say.
No power from them?
What are we talking about with scripts?
No power? What?
For track descriptor, what's enter
No.
an op range script or track? What's enter?
I don't mix business with pleasure.
I definitely don't.
You heard.
Okay, so what script to use for? Okay, I see. Well, typically, optimal range scripts are going to be used for
this morning.
when you are kiting and you're holding at range.
Some guys
Tracking speed scripts are usually used for when you're up close and you're using a close orbit to speed tank a ship.
So, nobody that you've seen for a while. I've kept the guys that I know are out.
It's not often that there's a real good reason to use a no script on the TD.
PL spy. Not because he's a spy, but because he's too Irish. Now that I've met the Scottish, I lost a lot of respect for the Irish.
Yeah, kind of as Decla says, even if your entire strategy revolves around, say, using an optimal script, it is a really good idea to have a tracking script as well. Just in case you get caught, you can swap over to it, the tracking script, and get maybe a little bit of usage out of it.
Anyways,
versus optimal script having no effect.
I'll be back momentarily. Let me get a drink. Hellfire, what did I tell you about telling me what to do?
When you said don't do it, I'll fucking do it.
Reminds me of the joke that I think Jeff Goldblum originally made. It's like, people come to me all the time and they ask me, like, how's your last name pronounced? Is it Adaron or Adaron? And I always tell him the same thing. How dare you speak to me? I love that joke. Jeff Goldblum's delivery, perfect. You know, he like plays in a jazz club in somewhere in California. Like, he owns his own thing, like a one-man Jeff Goldblum sort of interactive museum. It sounds a little weird if you ask me, but hey.
No, yeah, I can see that. Right. If you don't have a lot of bandwidth, that could definitely be an issue.
It's not really a museum; it's like a club.
Well, the on-demand, I wouldn't call the on-demand saying crap. It's taking a lot of heat right now. But what it's doing,
I mean, it's no different than a normal show.
It's definitely better for higher bandwidth connections. It's definitely better for that.
I have a friend who is a
but
waitress at a restaurant that I used to
it's what's enabling people to use those HD textures.
Jeff Goldblum reading her writing
and not have to download them
at his club.
Hey,
that was awesome.
I got a question for you guys that actually involves Eve. If anyone knows, so if you shut up, if you turn off on demand for download stuff, are you going to automatically start downloading the higher res textures? Anyone know? Or is that like something you have to hit a checkbox for?
No clue.
Send the email to CCP, they might tell you.
Okay. I don't think there's
that was helpful.
Oh wait, high dynamic range, is that it? No, that's not it.
Just tweet it to everyone that you know.
I don't think that's out yet. I don't know, but
I thought it was.
The on-demand stuff is not out yet?
No, the on-demand is. The HD textures things.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, take this bait.
Where's the bait?
On Stations of Prophecy.
I never did get my scotch. I'll be right back.
Well, there's not that. Yeah. There's actually that. Okay, we're fucking broadcast. I can't see shit.
Warp to me.
Okay. Warping to you.
What's up? Could have landed 0 on him. Good luck.
Well, I fucking warped you at 20. I don't trust your ass.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh, he's neutral. Fuck you.
He's triple C mode, watch out.
Oh my god. Abort.
Alright, I'm back. SC's back. I went for a scotch and ended up with a Shiner Bock, but that's alright.
Local spiking in BOUR?
BOUR.
What? Borines? I know there's a system called Borines, but it's the only BOUR I can think of.
We're in high sec, buddy.
Oh, he's burning back. He got scared.
No! The frigate shot me!
There's a system called Cat?
Hat?
Yeah.
Or cat?
There's a... Cat. There's
Yeah.
a system called CAT.
It's in Galentica space.
How the fuck have I never noticed that? I've never been to that system on any character.
Sorry, why do you not live out of there?
It's a good question.
Why don't you live in a cat?
Welcome to Cat. These are cat gifts in Cat.
Alright, so, moving forward.
That's not what
Everybody
I
should
wanna look
be approaching Valor at a very rapid pace. You can go ahead and get on the Old Man Stargate and Valor. For this space, I'd say keep fusion loaded. Scouts, do your dance. It's your chance. So on and so forth.
You know, it'd be awesome. Fucking radial menu for like swapping out ammo on the mods and scripts and stuff. That'd be cool.
That would be good.
A hotkey for opening Rex would be awesome. And for
Hey, the
loot
next
all.
person that comes to Haley's, can you go to Integral?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
My
Parker,
volunteers should
please. Radio menu for ammo selection.
Carter,
Hey.
please.
Well, how'd you reposition modules, though, if every time you tried to drag one, it turned into a radio menu?
Make it so when you lock the modules, it does the radio.
What if I don't like Pokemon
No,
modules?
that's fair.
Then you don't
I
get
mean,
the
I use my
radio.
radio on right click, so I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
It solves that problem.
Here we go. Plie 42 all suspect.
Warping Fleet.
See what it
All
is.
suspect?
Yep.
Okay, everybody get into OMS on the Hades Gate, please. That's going to be our rally.
Usurper.
Perfect. Yeah, we can deal with them, probably. 42 is a little excessive, but
Holy
sure.
moly, it's armor fleet. T1
Mhm.
armor with T1 logi.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
It's improving.
Keep eyes. Give me a count
Oh,
on
no,
Logi.
son.
Daze is raw masculine.
They're burning up.
Really what draws me to him.
Oh, they're fighting! Oh, fuck me. Be over here.
Alright, everybody
On my way, on my way.
On the logi.
jump into
Warp on the
Hades
logi.
and warp Fleet, dudes.
Warp to you, Gavin Logi, is that what you said?
If you warp to me, you'll be on 3 augers.
Okay, warp.
Yeah, we don't want to do that before the fleet's together. There's no point. Just sit tight.
Alright, sorry, warp to me. I'm on the logi.
Yeah, coming. You link your
Need
system.
all SFIs in Hades on the Fleet Gate as soon as possible, please. Fusion loaded. Tracking speed scripts.
I have Insane and Trail Boss.
Make it snappy.
Cyclo pointed.
Days and Warp for Dio.
I have
You got
Insane
4
and Trail
SFIs
Boss. You get
inbound.
Cyclo.
Yeah, Cyclo pointed.
It's like BCs versus this T1 armor fleet.
I think the
Still
fight's
waiting
mostly
on
Omer.
our SFIs.
Yeah.
I'll just pen enough to keep it going, or to keep something on grid.
There's like 7 SFIs jumping to OMS right now.
Ateris, can you get Insane with a long point?
You guys are just now
Yeah.
getting into OMS.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
just
shit.
not warping to OMS.
It has a
Insane.
55 AU warp.
Some dudes are bailing. Okay,
What's
executors are
tackle and
bailing.
what needs tackle days? Just like the Brutixes and stuff.
The Logi, yeah, the Logi are tackled. Get the VCs.
Get the harp. The
Yeah,
harp's alone.
BCs.
There's a harp broadcasted.
Alright, I'm going. I got dual points, so.
Yeah, just get a long point on for now.
Alright, links are up.
Yeah, if your dual points spread across species.
I got Phoenix. I got Phoenix and Insane.
What's the end of this?
Well, if they were on fleet, I don't think they'd have the JGs.
Yeah, you're not going to get
Possibly.
links in Squad 1 for a second. I'm waiting to keep an eye on the SFIs. You should. Do you need them? Let me come in.
A
Julia,
bunch of us
you're-
are jumping Hades right now.
Okay, Julia, you're in charge of keeping track of who all's on the Fleet Gate. We're not going to move in until they're all there.
Drones on today's, it looks like.
2
Ateris.
vaults, I just broadcasted.
Yeah.
I'm coming into Webben.
Oh, wow,
Once we're in
actually
HOY,
hit me.
what do we do?
Alright, I've got the harp and
Once you're in Hades,
the
hold
one
on.
Brutix.
Atreus, mind, the drones. Maybe you want to burn
good.
around. You're good?
I
Okay.
have
Webs are-
ASP. I have an ASP.
Webs are about to land. Tell me if you guys need webs on any of these.
Just get the BC's web down, if you would. I
Can
got
do, yep.
point. I have point on AZU and CRY.
I'm
I
at
need
bound.
PL pointed.
I still have Trail Boss.
I still have Phoenix and Insane.
I'm going to put one web apiece on each of the Brutixes.
Is Boss here? Or any logistics?
No.
No,
40
you
from
need to move around, dude.
Fleet.
Yeah, you're sitting way too still.
There's 8 SFIs in Hade right now.
Okay,
It's
I
just
want
drones
you guys,
on me. Like, that's all the damage.
I want you guys to jump in and warp to Sard at 0, please.
Yep.
Jump in, warp to Sard at 0. Fusion loaded. Unscripted tracking computers, please. Keep these BCs pointed, guys. Keep the BCs pointed. Give me a 1 AU heads up
Losing
for
in
all
on
the
Phoenix.
SFIs. Again, both Predixes are web. They should be easy to hold.
Start at 30, right?
As a show of strength, we're not going to prime the Logi either.
Oh man.
Make them feel helpless.
Like I said, give me the 1 AU, please.
Hold on, I'm trying to tag everybody.
You said warp to them at 30?
And now I set it 0.
Is there any logistics here yet?
It's about to be.
Nope, I'm in warp. 15 AU.
Atreus, you're burning into the BCs.
Yeah. I'm gonna warp.
1 AU.
I'm out.
Okay, so who'd you lose?
Insane and Phoenix.
Okay.
So,
Cyclo still
Order and,
tackled.
Brutix.
5 AU.
1 AU.
I'm on
Yeah,
grid.
these warps are killing me. Okay, primary will be Phoenix Heart and the Brutix. You can reload Titanium Sabo if you're still in warp, otherwise just keep fusion. Phoenix Heart, passive line point will be inbound gate, which is HEY. Passive line, don't need AB. Prime is Phoenix Heart dudes. Let's see if we can punch through him just for fun.
Scram on Phoenix.
Thank you.
I have a scram on Krygon.
He's, both of them are webbed. Ah, that's the alpha I was hoping for. After this, Azura and a Brutix. He's about to be webbed. Azura is about to be your primary, guys. Get your drones out, make sure you're on Phoenix and the Brutix. He's prime. What the fuck is with that rep timing? Alright, this is stupid. Cyclo primary, CY and the Augur primary. Just keep the BCs pointed, don't worry about pointing the Logi. We'll just force them off. If you've only got 2 points, put them on BCs. Cyclo prime and Aug, please.
Point on Phoenix,
Keep
point on
drones
Phoenix. Swapping Squam over to Krigan.
Okay, double web on Aug. Secondary will be INS, also in the Aug. Keep an eye on local pop, please.
Krigan is tackled. Phoenix is tackled.
Drones out, dudes. Drones out. Drones out. All on Cyclo, please. With fusion. Make sure you got the right script. Okay, INS.
Got a scram on Phoenix.
INS is prime. Let's go ahead and leave Trail Boss to witness. We need somebody to be able to warn the others. Secondary is Phoenix Heart and Brutix. Tertiary is Azure and Brutix. Okay, Phoenix Prime. Double webbed. Nice job, Tackle. That was well communicated, well managed. Azure is about to be Prime. Again, don't burn yourself auto-optimal. This is a safe setup. Just get in a place where you're max deeps. Let's go Harbinger next. Krygon will be secondary. Krygon Prime.
Trail Boss not
Harbinger.
pointed. Krygon scrammed.
I still have trail.
Okay.
Secondary will be Drake. Please do not touch the Augur. Do not touch the Augur. Okay, Kyobi Prime. Don't touch the Augur.
I feel like that they would have aggressed a little sooner, like dived in with their BCs. They could have scared, they forced us off.
No.
Meh. They didn't really have
Harpies?
options. Oh, good. Duke and a Harpy. Duke and a Harpy.
Alright, I'll go get Duke.
Secondary will be CHI. Switch to EMP. Switch to EMP. Or no, switch to Titanium Sabo. Titanium Sabo. Duke is prime. Unlock this Augur. Let him go.
He's pointing. I'm gonna try and scram him.
I have one on Cruyff.
Point of Frank.
Dual
point
web
of Frank.
Duke. Dual web Duke.
They have a scythe.
Yeah, I see him.
Scram, Duke.
Lock up Dom. Lock up Dom in the scythe. Kill Duke, and then we're going to switch to Dom, DOM in the scythe. Make sure you're in range. Tracking speed script, either Titanium Sabo or EMP. Switch to Dom in the scythe quickly. Everything on Dom. Get your drones out as well.
It's Renko in a scythe as well, broadcast.
Yep, he's secondary. Prime is DOM in the scythe. Secondary is REN in the scythe. Both are broadcast.
Point on Dominic.
Should have no trouble breaking through these guys. Make sure you're in optimal. Make sure you have tracking speed scripts, and GG. Broadcast for ups early. Okay, get ready to switch to Renko. He's secondary. After that will be Silver and a Thorax. He's broadcast. Okay, Renko Prime. Dual web.
Scram.
Thank you. Full those Thoraxes, tackle pilots. Secondary is Silver. Tertiary is KON, Contra. That's going to be
Silver.
both the Thoraxes. Can really do. Okay, Silver Prime. Go ahead and get your drones out on Duke and the Harpy. Somebody call me a point. We're going to use drones to kill Harpies.
Point's still on Duke.
Okay, get your drones on Duke. I'm going to swap one web to him. After Silver, we're going Contra and the Thorax. Assist drones to Daze if you need to. About to be Contra Prime. Drones should be on the Harpy of Duke. After that, Frank. After that, CHR. Alright, so kill this Thorax dudes, and we're gonna finish off Duke. After that, Frank. After that, CHR. Keep spreading points and call him, please tackle.
CHR.
Let's get them all.
Got the CHR.
Okay, Duke.
Drain
CHR
tackled,
is
pyro
fine.
tackled.
I was gonna
Pyro
get
secondary.
Cordella.
Pyro secondary. CHR is prime, guys. CHR is prime. Rebroadcast. Secondary is pyro, broadcast. Tertiary is going to be drain, broadcast. Prime is now pyro. Secondary is DRA.
Feel contraband spot. GG.
I have drain.
I have Cordella.
Okay. Drain's going to be webbed here in a minute. Oh wow, I'm fucking bad. I slingshotted myself way out of this fight. Remember me fondly. Drain primary. Fuck it. Kill whatever. Loot it up, boys. Loot. Nice job, Lodgy.
I got Cordelia's pod.
Nah, just kill it. Don't wait. They're gonna be cheap. Loot all the things. Drones in.
Good fucking job, boys.
Yeah, it was solid. 100% efficient. Yeah, everybody's still up.
Okay, you have one scepter docking up to rep.
Copy. Everybody else passive line, what do you think? Top station has reps here?
I believe it does. Let me double check.
Yeah, everybody passively
Yep.
line top station. Frigs start loot. It's all gonna be cheap shit. I wouldn't spend too much time. Did anybody actually get low? I don't have any of you watch listed.
I did.
Luke
but
was
I-
getting kind of low.
Because from where I was sitting, that looked like a fucking turkey shoot.
It was.
Okay, I thought so. I would have been very surprised if either of those little gangs was stretching anyone's tank.
I think Luke got to about 20-25% shield, but he was holding pretty steadily. So
Nice.
wasn't too much
Well,
of an issue.
piloted either way. Could have been an easy thing to fuck up. Somebody says Frigs are SFI snacks. You have no idea. It's actually the reason for this meta. This meta was designed to fight cruisers and handle Frigs in between. I'm quite pleased with our ability to do so.
Oh, wonderful meta.
None of my guns
Anything,
take Cap
interesting
Nighthawk. There's just not much point to
those
shoot.
males?
I'm in a frigate with very short range.
Active
They're
tank
primarily
with
for
survivors. I thought that
killing
rep
drones,
cycle was
which I
really
did when we
strange.
were. It's only the tackle on
Unless
field.
they were like
Just trying to
large rep,
reduce some of the damage I put on people
augers.
tanking. There's
Alright,
not a lot of
top
point.
station, if you wanna
If
stay on
anything,
that.
towards the end there, the only
Let's see
reason I
your
was shooting is
reps,
just to
but,
whore on to kill
everybody
mills.
Top station, dock
That's it.
up, please. We're gonna take a 3-minute break, 2:46, so people can go blow their nose, wipe their feet on the doormat at the front door, whatever you like to do. If you do the feet thing, send me pics. It's good stuff, dude.
Well, we know who the FC
Oh,
was.
what? Halo?
Yeah, mid-grade Halo set.
Those are pretty cheap, like what, 200 mil?
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Oh, dude, I was like totally working on that pod for like half the fight.
Yeah, at the very start of that engagement, when it was just the BCs on grid,
Guessing he
I was
usually runs
shooting
real
drones.
C4
That was about
type
it,
thing.
though.
I'd be careful there, side.
Careful about what?
Thrasher.
Oh, okay.
Just looked like you were sitting relatively still. I didn't know if this guy was trolling.
No. Yeah.
My FC style is really just suppressing
Watch
gimmick
out, Charles.
constantly.
I wasn't getting shot at, so might as well just hold still instead of having to try to maintain a small orbit. That's why I stopped. Because you notice fight quite a bit there, especially the BCs and the logistics when I was trying to hold tackle on multiple
Talking to my
targets.
stream about
I was doing a really bad
FC,
job of
to your stream as well.
maintaining where dudes are on grid, and I was dropping tackle occasionally.
Awkward.
He's talking to his stream.
Super awkward.
So eventually, when I was underneath no threat, just stopped moving and just kind of watched for yellow boxes that were released. They were shooting at the
Oh, I got
carries
one of those
primarily.
jitters you were talking about earlier
Just
in the
happened
fight.
to be that I wasn't getting
Just a
primary.
heads up, this is a SIBO pod killer, frig killer, thresher on the undock, so...
Hold
Hold on. Let me get 2 SFI stacks up, 2 SFIs with titanium Sapo loaded.
Oh, you don't even need the typing side. He's not moving.
Vanya and Demon, yeah, for the little extra range off the undock I'm talking about. Vanya and Demon, and TSO, all 3 of you. Undock, don't target this guy, just those 3 undock.
Control space.
Everyone else stay in station. Those 3 immediately stop on the undock. Get your tracking computer running tracking script.
I'll try to
Don't
get the
target
pod.
him, please.
I'll try to get the pod.
You 3 type X's and fleet when you're fully stopped, TC running. Ooh, that's a nice pod on that guy. There's 1 X. Tosh, Demon. 2 more. Alright guys, pre-select your guns. I'm going to give you the countdown, then activate guns on him. And 3, 2, 1, activate.
I'd like to point out there's a Thrasher wreck right next to his. I don't think this has gone well for him in the past. No.
I should say not. Grab the pod and tease.
Kill it.
Webs
Got
on
it.
pod.
Kill
Shoot
it, kill it.
No, you lived.
No. He
Yeah,
should
you
have.
lived.
He should have had a fucking thing. The 10-second thing.
No.
No.
Oh, session timer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we took a while to relock.
Oh, I hadn't.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Everybody on dock, as you're ready, please. So I was monologuing to my stream about sort of the fleet dynamic, if I can steal 30 seconds of your stream's time.
Go for it.
New Destiny fleet. I was just going to say part of the reason that these fleets are a little bit easier, and F-Sing in general, yeah, we're headed that way. Everyone on dock, warp 80 least.
Well, no, don't warp yet. There's a whole huge attack thing that doesn't appear on D-Scan.
Yeah, that made no sense.
We're using the DC.
Recon?
Force recon?
Force recon, yeah. There's like
No, combat
7
recons.
jumping right into Hadalese right now.
Okay, everybody hold in play on Hadalese. There's a rook. I got 2 rooks here. Red rook just landed with me on the Hadalese keep.
Here they are.
Anybody tackle landing with me?
I'm on the other side.
Okay, Gesture of Chaos, and a rook is about to jump through to you. He just jumps. I'm oh, Christ. I'm following.
There's like
everybody warp Hadalese.
Reps and seal, reps and seal.
More tackle.
I'm up to like 6 curses.
1-day U on reps.
Oh, holy fuck, yeah, it is a full Force Recon fleet. Grab him, dude.
They're combat recons.
Got the rook.
Whatever, shut up, Sard. Nobody cares.
I got the rook, they warped off.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, get in. We need a secondary on this guy. Webs are on.
Logi's
I'm
jumping.
jammed.
Hadalese?
I'm jammed.
Bump him. Approach bump him, dude. For real.
Jumping hit. Yes, Hadalese. Is he still there?
So he's just picking up speed.
Oh god, I'm not gonna make
Well,
it.
reps are through. Where are you, sir?
Load! Fucking shit wouldn't load. Sorry, man.
He has an aggro timer and integral. Wait, too. Caddy weapon, please stop. Everybody
Warping
warp integral.
Yep.
Alright, let's go.
They're going towards our desk too, because there's like
Mhm.
90 in local.
I'm not sure how everybody else ended up so far behind.
Yeah, he's gonna have like 30 seconds aggression. He's gonna be able to jump by the time. Yeah.
With his warp speed, he's only going to have a few seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Right.
Sorry,
Did they
we
go here or
actually
Boone?
tackle here now. It's a good question. No way to know until he lands.
Yeah, I'm going to Boone just to check.
I'm going.
Yeah, they went a Boone. Everybody
Okay.
warp a Boone, please.
This is like one of those times where they're special abilities. They're Boone.
Go.
He's aligning. I'm pointing. Point.
I jumped.
Yep. Point. And scram.
Okay,
This
other
is in
tackle staying
Hadalese?
committed.
He's
Yeah,
jamming. He's jammed. He's aggressed.
Okay, somebody else grab him, kill him.
I have 2 points on him.
They're not
Okay.
on the other side.
None of them?
None of them. They already took off.
Oh wow. Alright, just kill that rook, dudes. Stack points.
Are we using drones this time?
No, keep drones in. If we don't need to ring every DPS out of a situation, don't bother. Drones are only good for when we've established fights. They just jumped out of a boon, by the way.
Point pod.
Point pod.
Hopefully mid-grade crystals. It seems to be the flavor of the day. Alright, let's go boon. Let's keep chasing. From a boon, they went Oina Seiken, so as soon as your timers are out, guys, let's go.
I didn't lock him fast enough to get a timer.
Yeah, same.
It's a beastly tank on that ship, man.
What was he, buffer tanked? Oh. The ECM tank.
Yeah, it's the best tank.
Still hot and flat, though.
Oh, we are flying in an Arty Stabber fleet.
Probably going to Sua, I imagine? Probably
Are
going
we-
toward Tama. That's what I'm
We're
guessing.
going to pass through Integral, right? We still have the same dust?
You need to be moving from a boon to Oina Seiken toward Nisua.
Okay, so we're going through Naboo. Okay.
Yeah. Just now jumping through to Nisua. Timing seems very right that they could have gone here. Been to Kadama.
I feel like we're chasing submarines. Like, we don't really know where they are.
No, we don't, but Tama's not a bad place to end up.
They could be right behind us.
They could.
Crazy Ivan.
Don't have one of us.
You're the best days. Dietrich.
What?
Some guy actually tweeted me his feet.
That's.
Oh, this is a weird place.
Be careful, Sia. It's a.
That's how
it's
it
a rabbit
starts,
hole.
right?
Yeah.
He's like standing out on ice on his deck, too. Sick bastard.
FC, we're heading to Tama, correct?
Copy. Affirmative 10-4, over. I linked it in everybody's stream chats for easy access. I want you guys to get the premier foot pick service that I get.
Well, why is
Stream
there...
affords me many
Is that
releases.
snow or ice? What do you call
It's
that?
ice.
Okay.
His name is Norwegian Darkness, so I can only imagine where he
Why
lives.
are his feet all pruny?
Maybe he's been stoking them? I don't know. I didn't scrutinize the feet, I just appreciated the gesture. 26 in Tama. So hold in Kadama on Tama, please.
There's nothing in here.
It's pronounced here.
No.
Shakirical Wirakami edition. Coming toward you guys.
I find it really amusing how he plays those off. Fuck.
Nothing atomic yet. I'm gonna go check Suge.
Norwegian?
Yeah, there's nothing on Norbu and Tama, rather.
Alright, here's a question for you guys, because that came up during
Alright,
that
how do
last
you want to
fight.
get back to Dower that's not gonna put us through these...
What do you guys
shitty
feel
ass
if you're
systems?
right on top of a star? If your UI element will coincide with that
easy
star,
way,
that
or-
your UI element will go the opposite color.
Right, there's a
Like it'll go dark
Caribou
instead of being
Coercers,
remaining white, so you can actually read shit.
Maledictions, Thoraxes. There's a
Something that's
pretty
high
good
contrast.
set of
How,
stuff here.
how do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, it's
Would that be a cool change?
Sweeple camping the Suchi.
Yeah, I'm on grid, actually, if you wanna...
I'll come
wanna
back.
Get somebody in. Yeah, come in.
Coming back.
This other shit must be Posh Trash, or... I don't know.
Where at?
This is in Tama.
There's a lot of people there. I don't. I
There's
don't
a
know.
small outpost towards where you guys
Can this
are
dude
looking.
alpha me?
Yeah, pretty close.
I'm at 16. I think I'm good, right?
Probably, I don't know.
I throw it my wild way nice ones for that. Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh,
I just fucking pointed the
Jesus.
Loki.
Warp away.
Not happening.
What are you pointing by?
So hold on. It did happen then.
Okay, this shit went off scan, so it's definitely here. It's probably coming toward Kadama, honestly.
I think they were at that small outpost near you.
Yeah, there's certainly not.
So, like, I'm riding the star. I can't really
Could be
read
on overview, they
anything.
could
Yeah, I
be
wouldn't
on
be able to
Kadama.
read any of my overview, like my targeted items there.
No worries, they're all down here by Kadama.
Okay, everyone should be in Kadama on Thomas.
Yeah,
still.
there's
they're
a
on
gang
the
on
Kadama
scan
gate.
from Kadama Gate. Yep.
Okay, warping over. 38U, everyone play it cool.
Trying to play it cool.
And before Alpha?
And before pointed neutral Loki instead of actual target. Yeah, they are here. Algos arbitrator.
They're engaging. They're taking sentries.
Okay, everyone jump in. TC's on, boys. Okay, only one is taking
Yeah,
sentries.
arbitrator's engaged. I'm pointing them. Burn off.
Okay, our primary voice. Web's on. I'm getting yellow boxes.
Yep.
Everybody target Chrome and a Caracal. Just kidding, he dropped
Arbitrator
target.
is still okay. Arbitrator just dropped his aggression. They're jumping.
Arbitrator's gonna be dead.
He's long pointed.
Alright, let's get eyes on that fleet. We gotta hit tackle that has no timer. Get eyes
Pod
on that fleet,
tackled.
follow him to a plex. Point pod, you mean? I really would like to know where that gang goes. It's a good fight in the making. Days go rep up. Hide your shame.
Fuck no. Don't you
Like
rip
your
me.
style.
I like blood on the edge.
Such an angsty teen.
Imagine him in like high school. Like,
I
that
thought
would be-
he wasn't high school. Every time I see Days in my mind, I see a guy with those bangs that are cut at like a 45-degree angle, so one of his eyes is always covered.
I imagine him with like a mullet and like a
Really?
denim vest.
Oh wow, you're going like 90s high school.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
No.
Yeah.
Kimichu,
So-
we have a.
Is he like?
I think a paraplegic in fleet. Has a hard time speaking.
Question.
That doesn't have a hard time speaking. It just comes through as it does.
I was really hoping that description would just get more and more specific till it became like really creepy.
Who was
He
that
was
that
there,
just
he-
spoke? Was that Charles?
Sufficient. No,
Not
it was
even
not
close.
Charles. Although Charles is here after.
I don't think I have that deep of a voice, though.
Hellfire, it's starting to come up, man. You tackled a bear in real life, right? Is that what happened?
Oh
Yeah.
He's fucking drunk. That's what happened. Let's not make excuses for him.
I don't want.
He has the bear's claw. The bear has his lower jaw.
Hence the name Half Jaw.
That's why we call him Half Jaw. Alright, I don't know where this fleet went. Nobody else did a good job of informing me.
I was waiting down weapons timer. They're still in Kadama, it looks like.
That's what I'm thinking. Towards center, there's no plexus. they can
I'm
go
checking
in.
Hiri.
They're not on
But
scan
net?
they're not on scan of Fury, Nasua, or Tama. Or, Timo,
Did you
rather.
check Ritsato?
No.
Okay.
Oh, they're on scan from center system. Or, they were on scan on my way from, Fury.
Okay, yeah, I now have I'm on scan from Hiri at 1 AU.
Red Moa jumped into Kadama.
Okay, everybody warp Fury. Reload EM and warp, please.
They're not on
They're
Hiri so far.
They're not.
Not yet, but they're within 1 AU.
Alright, I'm gonna warp Nasua then.
They're landing on Hiri. They're on Hiri.
Okay, everybody should be jumping into Kadama and warp to Hiri at 0. Tracking speed scripts, EM loaded, please. No suspects,
74
though, right?
AU.
They're jumping, no suspects.
Alright, we just need to get him on a plex. I need another beer here momentarily, though. Jesus, take the wheel.
We have a Mama warping to here. He's red.
That's alright. He gets a freebie. Now, if he jumps into here, we'll blap him before we move on, but... We have eyes on when here, what they do.
They're engaging me on the other side. I'm jumping. About 5 of them engaged.
Are you suspect?
No, they took sentries.
Okay, tackle get in, and tackle then.
Yep.
Something relevant I might have called out if I were you, but difference of opinion.
Go. Oh, they just happened, man.
Tackle, get it in. They're still on the gate, dudes. They're still on the gate, a lot of them. Get in here, grab me some caracals. Come on, frigates. Jesus Christ. They're going sun, they're going sun, they're going sun. Go sun at 50, all frigs sun at 50. They'll fight it out. I need to know when SFI's landing here.
We're on here.
Okay, jump in, align sun, jump in, align sun. EM loaded, tracking computer with tracking script. Just align, please don't warp. Align. Frigs, be kind of aggressive, but these RLML volleys are going to hurt. I need a point on. Give me this.
They win at 0?
No, not all.
I have Eric, but I need to
give
leave
me Eric.
soon. I have
Okay.
Eric.
I'm going to get webs. Burn out toward Eric.
Point chrome, point chrome.
Okay, I need to leave.
Don't need that one. Get out toward Eric. Make
I got
them
point
come
on
out to us.
Eric.
Cool, I'm leaving.
I've got double web on Eric. Okay, SFI's worked with the sun at 100. SFI's worked with the sun at 100. Keep drones in for the time being. Call 1 AU of landing, please. Being red boxed. I'm being red boxed by both these caracals, so this is. Oh, they're ham fit.
I got Regis.
Yeah, they are.
1 less than 1 AU.
Okay. Hold on. Keep it calm for a minute, dudes. What do you
They're
guys
warping,
think?
they're warping.
Primary?
Or no, sorry.
Simi's gonna get reps out on Sia, please, in about half shield. Let me know when reps are on. You
Grid.
landing?
Moa's warping
Landed.
sun.
Locking. 2
Okay,
seconds.
Eric primary, Eric primary.
Good.
Thank you. Nice reps. Regis secondary. All right, all other frigs break off for the other group, please. Watch where they warp. Follow them. Regis
Someone's got point
now.
on Regis.
I point on Regis.
Cool.
Dual web on Regis. Give me this Moa.
Moa?
This
Yeah.
Moa's
Warp
kind of
to 0.
suspicious.
Get the
Reps and
Mozart.
Sard, reps and Sard. I have Caracal, it's not for long
You're
though.
out of range, Bernie.
Alright. I have the Mo. Nope, JK.
Nah, I'm Moa bailed. I can get a web on this Caracal though. Web on Caracal. Dual web.
Sorry, can you burn the opposite way you're going?
He should be safe now.
I think he's out of his reload. It should be okay.
Yeah. If not, he's close. Guys, reload.
I lost point though. We still need
optimal range,
tackle on that Caracal.
Yeah, we've got enough closing in.
Got it.
Did we see
Got
where
it, thank
else,
you.
where the others went?
No.
Yeah, I got the Moa here.
Drones in, SFIs. Drones in.
Days, are you on their fleet?
No.
Okay.
Drones in, bounce up if you have
The
to.
Moa.
Otherwise, ABN, load trimmer, optimal range. Somebody still has a flight of warriors out. You're breaking my balls. Ronald, I swear to God, if it's you.
Nope, those are mine. I left them there.
Good
They're a
job, Ronald.
memorial.
Lysenko? Oh, nope, somebody abandoned those. That's what happened. So, Days, where are these other guys?
I hope. I just have the Moa. That's all.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
Do I need to leave?
No. Keep on him. Phantasm. I need a point on the Phantasm. Phantasm is about to be primary. Swapping both webs to him.
They're all on boss. I'm webbed. Burning straight down.
Got a long point
Yeah,
on
Point
overheat
Phantasm.
burn.
Julia.
Overheat burn. Webs are on Phantasm.
Point
Kill this
Phantasm.
Caracal, dudes. Kill this Caracal. Phantasm primary. Caracal warp.
They're all
Phantasm
burning
primary.
for me.
Phantasm prime.
Gotta go down.
Phantasm prime. Phantasm prime. Just broadcast for reps. Make sure you're paired up on the other semi boss. Don't isolate
No,
yourself.
boss is fucked. He's about to have about
I've
5
got an
scrams on him.
ASB, so I'll hold
Okay.
him for
All right. Cool. Let him tell me that.
I'm
He's
holding
AB
for
fan.
now.
Scrams don't mean shit. Phantasm
I'm
prime.
scrammed. No,
Phantasm
I'm not
prime.
AB. I'm NWD. I'm
Oh,
scrammed.
well, that was a tactical error. Phantasm prime, guys. Why is he taking no damage? Drone's out. Phantasm prime. From what?
Overheat, Julia.
2 semis.
I am.
3 times.
You're dead,
They have
just-
3 dice.
Oh, yeah, they have a lot
Yellow
of
blocks for everyone.
I have Scram on Mulligan and the Scythe. It's in the
Okay,
back.
he's
Halfway
primary,
through
broadcasting. I think we're too spread out. We were fucked on this grid by the time they land.
This is not going to work.
Yeah.
Boss is going down momentarily.
Probably try to clear tackle on the stuff on you.
MOO.
Boss is
Let's
down.
just see what he does. We're gonna switch meta after this anyway, so fucking full well. Other semi can bail if he's not tackled.
I'm tackled.
Call Prim?
Yeah, I figured.
Or are we just bailing?
MOO is Prim. I just fucking called it.
Okay.
Broadcast it like 3 times. Yeah, we've already lost too much. Just bail out,
Don't you
bail out,
know?
dudes. Bail up, bail off. Bail. This is part of the problem with some people having warped up and others not.
Wow, they're retarded. They don't know how to
Sorry?
hold a point till a target dies. I got out in like low structure. So
Oh, nice.
they dropped point like idiots.
These things happen. In fairness, we let the Caracal go in the same fashion, so it's a little hypocritical to celebrate that too hard.
First time it's ever happened to me.
It's the first time for everything. All right, head toward home, dudes. We're gonna reship into something a little more quick. Good fight him in local. It's also shame on us for not noticing that local spike. If anybody called it, I didn't hear it. That had
Yeah, I saw that
It
fin.
had the potential to be okay.
I saw
The
that.
fact that boss was MWD ended up not being an issue, but if the fight had been
Heavy new
first
crystals
half
are really
effort
cool to
landed,
sprinkle
it
into your
would've been really
fleet,
good.
especially if you're like a nano
Just,
fleet.
their numbers are a little too high. Alagi group was pretty substantial.
It's also
Alright.
really bad luck on my part. They landed like 20 off of me, so I
Well,
couldn't get away fast enough.
How many stabbers do we have up? X and fleet. Okay, on the Pine Coast gate there is a Tengu boosting. He's off gate right now. Get bumps, we can kill it.
Semis to wrap up this.
No, we just fucking blap it. Bump it off gate, blap it.
What are you gonna bump it off gate with?
The stabbers. Let's get over Pine
AB
Coast.
stabbers?
Your AB fit?
Yep. Whole fleet is AB fit.
Oh. Okay. This bit of information was lost on me. Okay, never mind.
You could still
Part
probably
of the,
blap
it's
it. It's
the
fine
meta,
one.
really. Nah, fuck it. Not worth. Just start moving home. Better use of time. If you're in a pod and you jump in a Tama and you warp straight to the Norbu gate, I won't feel bad for you when you get potted.
User joined your channel.
They're following.
Yeah, it's fine. What are they gonna do? Frigates can't engage us on gates. Trying to decide what we should fly next. Kind of annoys me how perfect that fight actually could have been if we positionally weren't as borked as we were.
Yeah, that was really awesome. But then, so much larger though.
If we lost both semis, I can reimburse one. If we can sell off a mod from the Proteus to reimburse the
Yeah,
other.
who are the semi pilots?
I'll get boss.
Boss and Julia.
Julia? Okay.
What is it? Is it 120 for a semi? Something like that?
No, I think they're a bit. Oh, okay. What's the total fit cost? Like 160?
Boss, that fucking semi fit. I just looked.
I love
What
this
in
fit so
Christ?
much.
It's an interesting setup you've got, that's for sure.
I think he's had pretty good success with it, yeah?
What do you want, boss? 120 will do?
Yeah, that's fine. That'll
The
do.
AT one.
Yep.
Oh, Luke got caught.
Dread, were you skadooshing?
He took gate guns, so he's gonna have to bounce. So just stay aligned and start spamming that warp button.
This road doesn't have one platform.
It's a hawk. It's gonna be a little bit tankier.
No, it was a malediction.
Oh, was it a malediction? Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Fucking platform.
Thanks for the fleet, my friends. It's time for me to take a break.
Have a
You
good
burn
one,
back to the
Mexico.
gate.
See
you're
you,
gonna
bud.
See you,
die,
Lysenko.
Luke.
Holy shit, half structure.
Yeah?
What's your all's fancy? You wanna do something kind of silly like Daredevil Fleet, or how do you wanna play it?
User
Dragoon
disconnected from
Fleet.
your channel.
I'm talking about.
I might get caught on the other side.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare, Maldrador. Don't you dare.
As you die, with me on monologue.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's why you were supposed to align something else. This is your only option.
Wait, Dreadbeard got soloed by a Bargist? Oh, not soloed, but still. Can't believe somebody used a fucking Bargist.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
was surprised to
Gorski
see
Car?
Nope.
No.
If Gorski was in 5 feet of me in FanFest, he was telling me about how awesome the Barris is. With rapid
It's
heavies.
proof of how out of his mind he is.
You mean the ship that he only pulls out so that he can blops drop on
You can't blops with that shit.
spec? No, he just runs a Sino on it. You can blob stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally just flies around and then Sinos everybody. Because
That's
you can
awesome.
fit 6 grams on it.
Yes.
Like, it's
That's
dumb.
true.
Apparently,
pretty
cruise
amazing.
missiles are really good on it. It took like 2 volleys from both those dudes, and I was done.
Yeah, they volley very well. That's one thing missiles.
Oh wait, was there?
BSI's
was there
missiles
two
do.
of them?
There's only one on there.
I was about to say it's just one. dude.
Car.
I have a feeling he probably was not doing 7,500 volleys, but I could be wrong. Oh, okay, I see. You also had no buffer, so never
Yeah,
mind.
it was like a PvE fit.
I can't believe you just said that.
It was. I dirtied up
That's
your...
that's the Myrmidon. That's not PvE. That's a.
It works. It
Oh
works.
my god, you should be ashamed.
Let's do incursions, boys. Let's do
That's
it.
what we need to do on a
Any
low
more
sec
guests?
incursion. Just go run that tonight.
Skadoosh and incursion.
I just passed something with the kill rate in Kaputin cameo border. Going back to see what it was. Probably one of the kill rate scams.
I may start to play this game if your perspective, in your perspective, should it? I heard that it's not noob friendly. It can be. It really depends if you have the right approach to the game. If you have a little bit of basic
kill rate
understanding
scam
of what you should
areas.
do.
Sound muted.
So for new players starting into the game, a couple things are really important for when you're starting in. Probably the first thing is do the tutorial. The tutorial is going to give you a basic idea of mechanics in the game. Probably the hardest part about this game is how much stuff there is to it. I mean, you can spend time learning like one aspect of the game, like flying tackle, flying. That doesn't really make. If you haven't played this game, you don't really know what tackle is. Flying like as a scout role, or flying as a damage role, or flying as a healer role. You can spend a lot of time trying to learn that role, but that can take days, weeks, potentially even months, and you're still not going to be a master of it. You can try learning the economy, you can try learning industry, and there's so much to it it's very daunting to try to wrap your head around it all. So a big part about it is 1, doing the tutorial, getting a basic idea of what's what in the game. 2, joining a player organization. There's quite a few out there that cater towards new players. EVE University, Red vs. Blue, Brave Newbies. There's quite a few. Well, quite a few more than what I've named. These organizations will help mentor you, give you classes, give you some starting funds. Most importantly, give you a little bit of camaraderie and a little bit of understanding for all this information that you're just being crushed by within the game. So trying out the tutorials, joining a player-run organization, and picking goals for the game. So this game is a sandbox type experience, similar to what you see in ArcAge or DayZ. So because of that, because it's a sandbox, there's no win condition. It's very important that you decide for yourself what you want to do. Give yourself goals to do in the game. So goals like, I want to fly this ship, or I want to use this ship in PvP, or I want to do this type of player versus environment thing. I want to get into a fleet doing this. I want to run fleets of players in player versus player combat. Making goals like that are how you're going to enjoy this game. Those are kind of like the 3 basic things starting out. I guess the 4th you could say is Google is your friend. There's a lot of Wikipedia sources for this game that will give you a lot of good information. But most basic questions you may have about the game, if you don't have someone that you can immediately ping or bounce questions off of, Google should get you covered for most stuff. And if after that monologue you're still kind of interested in the game, you want to play this amazing spaceship game that's been around for over a decade, there is a trial link below the stream that you can click on that will give you 30 days of game time to try out the game.
fucking love the damage application. Does not get much better than these things. Unfortunately, the DPS itself is pretty low, and the alpha is not as good as even like a rupture might be. But Meta's like offers a little bit of forgiveness in the AB. You don't have to take too many logi since you're using semis and not size. Super fun.
User left your channel.
Yeah, they're very hard pressed too. If you've got a tracking computer
No, I mean-
in there, they track better than like small B.
Sound muted.
Probably one of the best things you could do as a person that's looking at this game is ask questions now. And what I'd really focus on is stuff about the MMO, as the stuff about this game as a game. Stuff about basic mechanics that might keep you interested in the game, like say how is the community in the game, or can I be a part of a player economy? Is it a player run economy? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I build things? Can you I don't know, run organizations of players? I mean, how does the game work? Are kind of basic questions that you should be asking. You have probably couple hundred people here. A lot of them that have been playing this game a long time, in addition to myself, that can answer questions in addition to me if I don't see you immediately, and give a wide perspective of different ways and approaches to playing this game. I myself, what you're seeing on the stream and what you're hearing on the stream, all other people talking, we're primarily PvP players. I've dabbled in a lot of different things in this game. I've dabbled in industry, building ships, building ship components. I've done a small market where I ran a market, moved stuff in, and pretty much outfitted perhaps a couple dozen, if not a couple hundred players in a certain area of space. I've done PvE content, some of the basic PvE content you'd probably be exposed to when you first start this game. I've lived in the nullsec area of space, so if I quickly open up my map here, and kind of give you guys an idea of how big the game universe is. Every single dot you see here is a system. Just about all of them you can visit. All the red ones are kind of like player controlled or player run. Players are call the shots in these red dots. These lighter colored dots, ranging from blue to green to yellow to orange, are kind of NPC space where there's more rules and it's a little more nuances. The green to blue areas of space are areas where it's primarily PvP limited zones. All zones in this game are PvP enabled. You can shoot at players in all areas of space. But the more closer you come into the center of the galaxy, the New Eden galaxy, the more harsh the PvP restrictions are. If you are in one of these blue or green systems, these dots, if you're flying around there and you decide to shoot someone that you don't have, it's non-consensual PvP, after a few seconds you'll die. Your ship will be exploded. And there is no respawning in this game. All loss is permanent. So the reason why you'd want to shoot someone is maybe they have really valuable stuff on board, and if you kill them, maybe you can have a buddy pick up that stuff. So really cutthroat stuff going on in this game, which is usually the draw for the game.
Sound resumed.
Oh, is the fleet breaking up?
Oh,
yeah, COs.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not having any Eve jitteriness, no.
Alright guys, well if we're breaking up then let's go flying with you guys. We'll see you around.
Indeed. See you, sir.
Dude.
Disconnected.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize we were actually stopping. Alright, well I might do some frigate stuff and hang out with you guys for a bit. Yeah, that was a pretty good run. I feel like I did okay as a Scepter pilot. I'm still really rusty. But I did okay. It was good. I love flying this ship. This is one of the smaller ships in the game. It's called a Stiletto. It's an interceptor class. It's bonus towards holding down targets for other ships to kill. There are many other different sizes of ship. One of the larger ones I have command of over here is this is a battleship. This is called a Macarial. This is the largest of the sub-capital classes. For some odd reason, battleships are considered capital class ships. Ships get a lot bigger than this. Let's see if I can open up ISIS. So ISIS here is a kind of a map that shows the different ships you can go into for different races of ships. So right now we're looking at Minmatar. Let me take a step back. So there's 4 primary factions to the game that you can start out as: Amarr, Caldari, Gallente, Minmatar. Now, if you choose one race to start out with, there's nothing really holding you back from cross-training and deciding to fly a different race of ship. But if I stay within the Minmatar here, you kind of have your starting ship, your rookie ship. Then you have frigates, which are the small ships and the first ships you're going to get into as a new player. Then you move up to destroyers, which are kind of like anti-frigate ships. Cruisers, which are kind of ship of the line. They do the bulk of combat in this game. All these guys here. Battle cruisers, which are kind of like anti-cruiser. Kind of the heavier cruiser, slower. Then battleships, which are another ship of the line type class of ships. They do a lot of the damage in the game. And then you get into the larger ships in the game. You have the capital class ships. Freighters, which do logistics, moving stuff around. Dreadnoughts. They have a mode that allows them to do heavy amounts of damage, but doesn't apply well. Carriers. They can move stuff around as well as deal out damage and provide logistical support in the form of remote repairs, kind of like healers. And Titans, which are kind of like mobile stargates. They can bridge large amounts of players from one system to another, and do it like pretty much pinpoint accuracy. Then there are also industrial ships down here, transport ships that move stuff around. And if I go into, let's see, not certain where is ore. I don't see ore. There are also mining bonus ships that I don't know how to bring up. But yeah, feel free to ask questions. And while I was looking at ISIS, it looks like there's a whole bunch of commentary in the chat. I can't really keep up, but or is the yellow box? Oops. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I want to be able to find it. ISIS. Yeah, the yellow box. Oh, that one. There you go. So ore are primarily industrial-based ships. They do a lot of raw resource extraction in the game. So, like I said, that all player ships, if they are destroyed, they're permanently killed. They're gone from the game. The only thing that's left is what's left in the wreckage. And there's a small chance of any item that's fitted to the ship to drop. Pretty much, that means that you need to kind of build those ships. So you can build ships, and to get the materials for the ships, you have to mine for them. You have to extract resources, and you can mine from asteroids to get raw materials. You can mine from moons to get raw materials for advanced ships, so-called Tech 2 ships. You can also extract resources from areas in wormhole space, pretty much from NPCs, to get highly advanced class of ships, components for highly advanced ships called Tech 3s. If you can look up here, here's a Tech 3 cruiser. And if we go over to Amarr, there are also a new class of ship being introduced, the Tech 3 destroyer. Really cool ships. They're modular in that they can do many different things. I'm going to jump into a Amarr frigate for the time being, called a Slicer, which is a really good skirmishing ship, and kind of poke around with that and try to get some PvP. So you say to go to a corp for new people to the game. Yeah, so a corporation is like a guild. It's just a group of players. There are a number of corporations that are focused on new player experience and helping out new players. So it's pretty important that you get into a group of players, even if it's not a corporation that's set itself up as a new player experience type of corp. Just an organization that's going to have a number of players that can act as mentors. It's critical. It's critical for you to get into this game that you have help. Otherwise, this game is very daunting. There is a very famous difficulty chart that shows the difficulty of different MMOs, and they're kind of like little graphs. Some of them are just kind of like this, some are like this. and then it shows Eve going like this, and it gets harder, and then it plateaus, and it's ridiculously a hard game. It's still kind of true to this day, although it's getting better. You still really want to have help in the form of other people that have gone through the new player experience and learning the game to help you out. So I realize I haven't taken my supplements. I'm going to pop an illegal combat booster, which is going to boost my ability to do things. And hopefully I'm going to get a good roll on it. It's chance-based that I'll get good results. And then we'll head out. We got a fantastic roll. No penalties. Well, that's a lot of... Where are those? These... Oh, yeah, there's the... Yeah, the EVE Online learning curve. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, doing it alone, it's definitely not recommended. You can definitely lone wolf this game. But even the lone wolves, I'm a lone wolf, I do a lot of solo stuff. We have communities, we have support groups, you could say. And this game is an MMO. If you're doing it totally alone, not talking to people, you're going to burn out very quickly and you're going to leave this game. Even if you say do everything you do in game alone, the lone wolf players, they're still part of communities. This game is all about community. The reason why it's still around to this day is the tremendously awesome community that's based around EVE Online. One of the coolest things about this game is that it's a very mature game. Not in just how that it's difficult and it's unforgiving. It's the player base for this game. I think the average age is around 27, 28. You don't get a lot of kids playing this game. And for a lot of people looking to get into a game, that's an aspect that's really cool. So like when you jump on to a voice communication server like TeamSpeak or Mumble with people, you're going to hear a bunch of people that got jobs, that have, been through some shit, that have some life experience to them, and you don't get kind of the high-pitched whining that you might get in other games. So that's a plus in my eyes about EVE Online. What's my slicer fit? I'm running around in a nano slicer right now. I was doing a kind of a close range slicer before. Running around with close range guns, which on the slicer hit out really far. MWD long point. It's it's a kiting fit. Heatsink TE. I'll link it in Fragbox. This is one that Binator, Rambo on in chat over here. Link to me. I'm still trying it out. It's pretty fun. It doesn't have the cap stability of my fitting, but it's much more mobile and has a bit more range to it. Most importantly, it retains a damage control, which I really like. Yeah, Dithinus, definitely. There's definitely a lot of man-children, you could say, but I think in comparison to many other games and many other communities, I feel it's fairly mature. Just because the player base is older, is what it comes down to. With an older population, you have a fair bit more maturity. I mean, I'm not talking down on other MMOs. But other MMOs tend to have, I don't really know what the comparisons are, the averages are for games these days, but I would imagine that EVE is still by far the more mature player base by age. I would imagine that, say, WoW's average age has been going up steadily. Wow. It's really hard to get away from discussions on autism on the internet. So if I was looking back on that map, I'm moving into the orange and yellow zones of the map. These are PvP consensual zones. However, they have some limitations to them. Primarily that in certain areas in space, you're going to be limited in who you can shoot. Otherwise, there will be repercussions for who you shoot at. So if I shoot at this yellow target here, completely legal. I'm not going to take any repercussion. Now, if I were to shoot at a target that has no yellow or red background here on my overview, I would then have repercussions in the form of if I were fighting on a station or a gate. So right now I'm on a Stargate. This is how I get from one system to another. There are little turrets on this gate that will shoot at me if I shoot at an illegal target. Like this guy will shoot at me if I shoot at an illegal target. However, those are only present on Stargates and on stations in LOSEC. If I were to fight someone at, say, a planet or a moon or an asteroid belt, I would not get shot at by anything other than players. So what I'm doing right now, when I'm looking for PvP, is essentially I'm looking at the map, and I'm looking for I'll set up a map for different statistics. So right now I'm looking for average number of people in space. I'm looking for just numbers of people in space primarily. So I just want to see if there's people in the direction I'm going. And then I'll head over that direction, and then I'll look for where I think they may be in space. So right now I'm in a war zone between two of those major factions of the game. This is a war zone between Minmatar and Amarr. And players can join militias and help fight against one faction or another. And in turn fight against players that are aligned with one faction or another. So given that this is a war zone, there's a lot of soldiers shooting each other, I'm kind of like a third party that doesn't really care, but does like a lot the stuff that the soldiers are fitting to their ships. So I will act as a third party, shoot at one faction or another, I don't really care, kill them and loot their stuff. It's kind of what I'm looking to do. It's kind of like a capture and hold sort of mechanic in the war zone. So there's specific points in space, these outposts or strongholds or installations that players would be going to in order to try to capture and hold systems, territory for their militias, for their factions. I'm using a tool over here called the directional scanner. It's kind of an archaic way to look around and see what's going on in space. I can kind of show a map of how this thing works. So this green circle around my ship, this small red circle represents my ship. This green circle represents the range of my directional scanner. Essentially what it's doing is it's taking a sphere around my ship, a sphere which I can adjust into different slices of a pie, like of a three-dimensional pie, and look around my ship. So 360 is a sphere around my ship. If I do 180, then it's like half a sphere. If I do 5 degree, it's kind of like shining a flashlight in the direction of an object in space. So this square bracket icon in space represents a station. Station in space you can dock at. If I were to use a 5 degree scan, kind of like shine my flashlight onto it and scan it, I would then see that there's a station there, and there might be some other stuff, but there's no player ships there, so I'm going to move on. I'm also going to close that up. There's a lot of information in this game. This game is really crisis management for the information that it throws at you for as far as PvP goes. So trying to parse through that information is kind of the challenge, one of the major challenges of the game. That's pretty nasty. So I just located 2 player ships, a Federation Navy Comet and an Imperial Navy Slicer. That's the same ship as I'm in. And this is a Gallente ship. It's a blaster boat. It's a hybrid boat, I should say. Now, this is maybe like a 2v1 engagement, which is tough enough. Comet is a very potent ship against mine. Oh, they're on the outside. Cool. I'd rather go against the Slicer, but I'll take the Comet. He warped. Wasn't fast enough. Should have approached to him. So the Comet just left grid by initiating his warp drive. The Slicer's still here. So I'm going to see if I can go get him. So I'm just using a propulsion module to speedily head over to the Slicer. Let's see. How are you fit? I think those are beams. Those are beams, right? Yeah, he's beam fit. That's kind of scary. Now he's warping. Let's see where it warps to. Or is he? Yeah, there he goes. Towards nothing, no bracket that way, so safe spot, I'm guessing. Anything else going on? Got a crow, comment. Yeah, I should have got that comment. That was my best chance for a fight. Let's see, can I find anything else in space? It's adventure at large, okay. I don't really care about that. Alright, so there's nothing else really going on in this system that I care about, so I'm just going to move on. Oop, there's the comet again. And I'm very far away. Let's see, are you going to activate? Or are you just going to stay outside? He's activating, so he's going inside. It's dicey. Trying to bust into a comet is a good way to lose my shit. Oh, there's the slicer again. Pretty sure, isn't that a slicer in the same organization? Nacho Alliance? No, okay. Yeah, this guy's definitely beams. So depending on how this guy acts, it may be kind of a frustrating engagement. Okay, here we go. He's Afterburner fit with beams. I think I have him. So I'm using a warp disruptor, which is going to stop him from being able to escape. I'm hitting with my pulse lasers. He's using a long range gun that has low tracking. Mine is a short range gun with good tracking, but is optimized for hitting out a bit further than normal. So after a little bit of time here, he's going to be going down. You see his health bars up here, me kind of pounding him. I'm using a look at function right now, which allows me to look at his ship. This is his, and this is mine. This white area shows a kind of a tactical array. Okay, I'm pretty sure this comet is with the slicer. I need to be careful here. Okay, looks like I'm about to drop the slicer. Slicer down. Let's see if I can get the capsule. That's the player. It's the player's escape capsule. I just tackled it, so I'm actually about to kill the player himself. So I just killed his ship, and I'm about to kill him. Alright, so I just pretty much murdered the player. Let's see if we can get the comet. He's sticking around. I wonder if we swap to an MWD. That would be pretty rough. Okay, here we go. Nope, he did not. He ain't moving. Okay, there's the prop. And he's still Afterburner. Okay. I pretty much have a rock to his scissors right now. And I just let him go because I'm bad. Let's see if we can get him on the gate. I was trying to cycle my heat on Warp Disruptor that gets a little bit more range out of the module, but it didn't quite work out as I intended. Hopefully he's a little bit slow on the warp out here. I warped pretty fast, so I might be able to get him. Ah, he's already aligning. Bastard. That's too bad. So I just let him go out of ineptitude. Good fight, though. So that's an example of what PvP looks like on a very small scale in this game. Visually, it's kind of... there's not a lot going on, I guess you could say. Nah, he didn't go to the station. He was literally one shot from dying. It's kind of painful to see that kill go. Well, I had heat primed then, so... I mean, so it goes. I was really low on cap. I should have been orbiting as much as I was with my propulsion module online. That's okay, though. I was approaching at the right time, just didn't crash into him. Alright, let's see if any of these other guys are doing anything in space. Alright, let's move on. I knew it was going to happen. So it goes. Yeah, I mean, if you were looking at my module, you would have saw that it was priming for heat, but it never applied the heat when it should have. So, I'm going to blame CCP. I'm going to blame CCP Darwin for that one. I don't care if he's part of the art department. It's all his fault. Let's just shuttle all blame away from the player. So one of the primary sources of information in this game is actually chat channels, which is kind of weird. But when I jump into a new system, there is a local chat channel for that system, and it will show every single player that's actually in that system. Now, they aren't necessarily in space, but that's what the directional scanner is for, to tell you who's actually in space. I don't know which one of these ships corresponds to a player unless it's a self-named ship. Like Amya, I'm pretty sure you're in a capsule. But it gives you an idea of what kind of activity is going on. Oh, that's a lot of dudes over at that Novice. Let's head over to that large and see if we can nab that Tristan. Oh, I forgot to reload my AR. Ooh. Scary. Oh, he's out. Let's reload that AR while we're running down probably a super duper Care Bear Tristan. There we go, there's the Tristan. Man, if that Tristan was brawl fit, that would have been perfect for him. He would have whomped me. But he wasn't. Like, that'd been a huge well played on his part. Uh-oh. Queenie! Here we go. That's gonna be an interesting fight. I wouldn't put past Queen to have beams. That's one of the cool things about this game. Unlike any other MMO, this game works as on a single server. So I can bump into any player in the game during my travels, and bump into him repeatedly. Which is pretty cool in my book. When you have a scourge of the server, it's the scourge of the server. Slicer might be coming in shortly. I really want to drop this guy soon. Looks like it's a triple tank though. He's got the whole tank going. That's taking a while. Yeah, there you go. His AR reloaded, but it was not in time. So the player was able to escape from the wreckage of his ship. However, I am going to take his stuff, now that I've killed his ship. Some of his stuff I don't really care for. Some of it I do. Okay, I'm gonna bounce here. I think Queen might be shooting at that Algos on the outside. I might help him with that. Gives me time to reload my AR here. My repair module. Sard's broken voice illustrating the gravity of the situation. Yeah. Why is Concord not going for you? I'm in low security space. Concord has no power here. There are no policing factions other than players in this area of space. So this is kind of a PvP limited zone. There's very little active intervention in this area. Okay, there's the Slicer. That just warped off. Oh, very nice. Yes, Queen. So Queen and the Slicer just killed a much more difficult opponent in the Algos, which is a Gallente destroyer, which is designed to kill frigates such as Queen's Slicer. I'm sure Queen took a bit of damage there, that's why he warped off. Meow. Meow. Well, normally it's to the victor go the spoils. If you scare off the victor, then the scavenger can get the spoils. Sure. So Queen's asking for a 1v1. I'm saying sure. I'm going to drop off my loot first because I don't trust my chances. This is another really kind of interesting thing about the sandbox experience is kind of the stuff that happens between players. So a lot of the content is actually player-driven content, pretty much all of it is. And it's not necessarily rational style content, so... But if you have two guys that like to shoot other guys and they bump into each other, sometimes they'll help each other out. More often than not, they're going to shoot each other. And in this case, Queen's asking for a fight, and I'm saying, sure, let's do it. So I don't have a super tanky slicer, so I'm gonna try to keep it range a bit. We'll see how that one goes. So I'm gonna try to have Queen burn into me. Now, I don't know if that's gonna work all that well, but that's what we're gonna run with. I do have damage control, which is kind of weird on slicers, but I also have a bit of protection to it. Queen is beam fit, so that just threw my plans out the window. So I need to work against Queen's tracking as much as I can. And what I'm doing is not doing that. He's doing very well against me. I'm surprised at how well he's applying damage to me. Boosh. However, Queen did not elect to fit much tank to his ship, so that was really back and forth. I nearly ran out of capacitor there. Capacitor is kind of like your batteries for your ship. It does recharge, but if everything that on your ship requires capacitor, then when you run out, let's just say everything shuts down. And it ain't a good feeling. That was very close. That, I think, very nearly went to Queen's end, but then again, I never touched structure, so there's that too. Let's look at Queen's fit. I'm curious. I'm always curious whenever I see a beam fit. What is it? What is he doing? So he actually had as much tank as me. He just ran out of cap, I suppose. Ooh, a burst area. That's very surprising to me. That eats your cap. Most people go for collision accelerators. So the type of weapon that Queen and I are using is called a laser. It eats capacitor but deals damage, so ammo is not as much of an issue with lasers. Now the thing with that though is that if you run a lot of cap-hungry items on your ship, your guns might shut off, your repper might shut off, etc. So I'm guessing that Queen ran out of cap. Yeah, so for Queen to really hit me, yeah, I think the overheat saved me towards the end there for sure. But I think Queen ran out of cap as well, because he wasn't repping. I mean, I was pretty much out of cap, and I think he was too. It was rough on our capacitor, our shared capacitor. Well, Queen may actually be watching. I don't know if he can put his 2 cents in on what was going on there. Beam tracking is pretty bad. I do agree. These little crosses I'm picking up are actually little AI helpers. They're called drones. They're worth a little bit of money. I tried to dive bomb and switch to Gleam when you were low. Oh wow! But you pulled away too soon. Yeah. So I'm talking to Queen right now. He tried to dive. He tried to get really close to me and use Gleam. However, between tracking and range, Gleam did not work out for him. Gleam is a very close range ammo, but with a little bit better tracking. He was killing me at range, which is where he should have stayed. Sven, the thing with beam tracking, when you're thinking about that, though, is that you also need range with beams. If you don't have a range bonus for beams, then you're going to be relying on much lower damage ammos, which could be rough to really get anything done with. Slicer's a decent beam boat. I just think for solo, I think it's a lot harder to really effectively apply your damage, and I don't like it too much for that, unless you're doing like some sort of weird no warp disruptor fit to it. He very nearly won that, which I think really shows his piloting. Queen's a very good frigate pilot. He knows his shit. He's been doing his thing for a very long time. I don't know how long, but I've seen him around for a while. He's been over here doing frigate stuff for at least a few months. Alright. Alright. I'm not too interested in the other ships I'm seeing on scan in this system, so I'm going to move on. Sorry, there's kind of a clicking noise on your mic. Happened the last few minutes. A clicking noise. Does it sound like this? So that's my mouse. It might be something else, though. Let me check something. No, it wasn't my repeaters. It's my mouse? Yeah, probably. If I wanted a tankier slicer, what would you change and what would be the downside? This is about as tanky as I would go with this style of slicer. So this is a nano slicer. It relies on extended range on pulse lasers and the innate 10% per level bonus to optimal range to actually hit out pretty much the edge of your range for your warp disruptor. Now, if you have quite a bit of power grid left over, you could say fit a 200mm plate, something like that. The problem with fitting plates, though, onto this style of fitting for the slicer is that it slows you down. And that's probably the last thing you want on a slicer. You really want speed to dictate the pace of a fight, to dictate range, and to control range. Since you only have 2 mid slots, you can't fit like a webify or anything like that. Your only form of range control is being faster than your opponent. So, primarily, your tank is going to be vested in, at most, a damage control, and probably a repair module, like an SAAR. A lot of players actually opt for not going with the damage control, like pretty much cutting their effective hit points in half for more speed or damage output in the form of either nanofibers or heat sinks. Mine is actually a fairly conservative fit. This is, well, kind of a fitting share between myself and Rambo. Binder in the chat. I opt for the damage control because I think I'm a poor player as far as maintaining ranges and getting caught. I get caught a lot. I also fly in an area space where it's very easy to get caught by other frigates that may be brawlier, that like to be closer up and do more damage and have heftier tanks. So this is kind of like the highest amount of tank you're probably going to see for this style of fitting. Now, if you're going for brawlier kind of stuff, the slicer has loads of power grid. So fitting a 400 plate on there, and then going with like an afterburner scrambler is definitely viable, but it's not something that I often fly. Oh, Laz just went live? Does he actually have pew pew going on, or is it just shooting structures? 'Cause that'd be pretty cool. Want a fleet up start nearby? I'm probably going to be finishing the stream fairly soon. If you want to join up or kind of zoom on by, I don't mind hanging out with someone. I'll send a fleet invite to you. But I'm only going to be going for a couple more jumps here. Yeah, for nullsec, it's interesting how the meta changes a bit. For low sec, I mean, you tend to dive into plexes and stuff. That damage control is pretty useful. For nullsec and for the nullsec meta, I feel like that extra speed and extra damage output's pretty important. They're in a fleet of 140. Are they actually shooting other players though? You don't know yet? Are they time dilation? Is Lastel filling up chat with boys? Okay, boys, clear comms, boys. Is it just constant repeated commands? I would imagine there's going to be a fight soon. If that's the case. Oh, my 10% TD. Well, if you ever wanted to watch this game in slideshow version, head over to Lastel's stream. Well, guys, keep me informed if they get a fight. If he gets into a fight, I'll just fucking end the stream and send you guys over there. For all you guys are looking for a much different form, player versus player combat. I see reds. Uh-oh. Doesn't seem like that. Keep me informed. So we're talking about another streamer that streams EVE Online. He's a member of Goonswarm, which is the in-game alliance for Something Awful forums. They have a very big presence in the game. You could call them the alpha dogs for this game, currently. And he is a main head fleet commander for Goonswarm. They just jumped into hostiles. Oh. Well then. So I don't think I'm going to get a fight over here anytime soon. Unless that Algos is doing something silly. Tekla, it amazes me that you know how to type out his name. I take one look at his name and I call him Laz. So he's engaging? Laz is saying. Alright guys, well, in that case, I'm probably going to I'm going to just call the stream here. And I'm going to flick you guys over to Lastel. He did me a cool little host. I'm going to do the same to him. So I'm actually going to host Lastel. I highly recommend that you just guys head over to his stream and give him a little bit of a stream, a raid, as we call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to host him in a bit here, but what I'd like to do is also raid him. So all we're going to do is do a little 07 from Sardcade. I'll put that in the chat. I'll put his stream into the chat. Then you're going to head over there, head into this chat, and put in the little blurb that I'm going to type into the chat here, into his chat, and kind of like spam his chat with a little message from Sardcade. We know each other. It's not really all that spammy, so it's okay. Let's see. Let me just bring up Laz's stream, and we'll be heading over to Laz. Alright guys, well I'm going to be calling it here. I hope you enjoyed the content. Should be live again tomorrow as well. But Lastel, I'm definitely looking forward to some fleet combat. I haven't heard him FC in a while, so let's head over there and have a good time. So, hope you guys enjoy.